before I forget, here we are. We are now recording. So, last session, man, that was a lot. We got back to, we met Shalizara, we met some of her drow, like high guard folks that told you guys that they were okay. They're going to go back to Chassel Sin in a couple days. You guys left them with a bunch of food and water. They were very grateful. They were grateful-ish to receive Shathra's ashes. And they said that, they were sure that if you were to ever come to Chassel Sin, that Emperor Silinthar would owe you a favor. Or at the very least, pay you a favor, I suppose, is maybe a better way of putting that.
You need one now.
We returned to the surface. We went through the jungle after doing a little burial for Zergo. We got to Goldshore. We went to the market first. Yeah, we went to the market. We went to the blacksmith. We met the smithy there. He told us, we bought some stuff, which was cool. He told us about a bounty hunter that had come through, or a man that had come through, who had mentioned a Captain Jet being around, had a big bounty on his head. He recommended you go check that out. You guys were like, uh-oh, that sounds not good. So naturally, we're like, okay, let's go do that right now. So we went to go see Captain Jet. As we got down to the place where he was supposed to be, which was like a little seaside bar that was run by a what's the
murder
name of
woman?
Yes, thank you. An Undine, I think, is actually what she technically. You went there. Captain Jet was dancing on a table. Arlo saw a gift child with no skin, I think, who got pulled into the sand. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how that went. Or maybe, no, the gift child definitely had skin. He got pulled into the sand, blood came out, and he was like way too okay about it. But that's a whole different conversation, I think, to have. And then that's when you saw Captain Jet, who came down, and he was very, he was happy to see you, I think, for all intents and purposes. He talked about the woman that he had met. I think she's the one who told you about the bounty hunter that came in and went to fight Jet. She took a shot and then just started crying. You guys were like, that's weird, and then left. You took Jet with you to go meet Violetta. Valen and Venley had some similar visions to Arlo. We reunited with B and Bob, who were fighting over meat of some kind. I think maybe it was a steak. I don't quite remember. They were fighting over meats. Harkin was as kind as always. Pepper was alive. B killed her boyfriend. We met Violetta. She was happy to have Jet back. We left Jet in the care of Violetta, but the party split, with half of the party being, I think, still in the inn with B and Bob and Pepper and Harkin and Violetta and Jet. So I think that was Soleil and Arlo were left back in the inn.
Yes.
And Jax, Valen, and Venley.
Arlo was with us. He was behind. Venley.
We left Soleil in the inn, didn't we?
Soleil's the only one that's left in the inn.
Yeah, we did know there was going to be a tidal wave. I did, but
oh god, this is bad.
We went to the Azure Compass. We were on the way to the Azure Compass when Venley got sucked into the Shadow Realm where Laughing Jack was. He laughed at her and then told her that he was going to kill everybody in this town, keep her alive, and then make her look at all of their dead faces and make sure that she knew that it was all her fault. She tried
laughing too.
She tried to mind sliver him, and he counterspelled it, and then hit her with a melee attack. Then let her out of the Shadow Realm, and then you guys were like, "Oh shit!" You turned around, and he was on a peninsula in the harbor, and he had both of the stones, both of the shards that he has collected in the air. There was like a black cloud rapidly moving behind him, and like a wave, a wall effectively of water that was coming towards the city. It crashed against that peninsula, splashed over the top. The water rained down in front of Laughing Jack, who was then gone. And in his wake, a gigantic black hand came up over the peninsula and pulled itself up, which is where we ended the session, I think.
Sounds right.
I forgot we left Soleil. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing the Kraken does is it smashes the inn that Soleil's in. She's dead now.
So how
she gets resurrected as a blood crystal cleric.
Vampire Soleil! You
So-
can have both!
question about the wave? Like how is there a couple turns that we have to react, or is this gonna be here like now?
You were here. The scale, the Kraken is so big that I do not have a mini that can properly represent it. The scale of the battle is going to be too big for me to manage. I think I'm going to use StreamYard as a reference point to be able to be like, like right now you guys are here. And that way I can be like, this is where you're at. There's like a house to your left. These your compass is behind you. I can do all that type of description. I can say the wall of water is incoming. What do you guys do? And then you can tell me like, I'm going to like run behind the house and jump up, that kind of shit. And then as the battle progresses, I can be like, you're running down the street. There's like a family over here. They're being attacked by these things. And you guys can like tell me what happens. And we might have to do a little bit of combat. But I think this is going to be like kind of fast paced and chaotic. And I think that it might just be better to do it primarily in Theater of the Mind.
Yes. What I more meant was because like Jax has like a fear of water.
Well, you're fucked. It's probably about 12 seconds, I would say.
Okay. Because like I only say that because I might want to try to get Soleil to get the broom so that we can get out. I don't know if I have enough time for that though. That's why I was more asking that.
I could probably get to her quicker or maybe Arlo can, but I can face step.
You guys all turn. You see Laughing Jack. The giant hand comes up. It smashes down. There is this like reverberation of energy as then that wave kind of comes wrapping around the peninsula as it creeps towards you. And then the creature pulls itself up, and it is like kaiju sized. It is absolutely massive as it pulls itself up over that peninsula, and then its body kind of flops over as it pulls itself onto the ledge, and you see its form kind of slither. It kind of like slides over the side and starts slipping into the water as that wave continues forward. So like, give me a perception check. Although the wave caused all of the windows of the inn to shatter, so that was like a pretty big. You're muted, or your mic's something's fucked up. I've been seeing you talk, and I was like, I can't hear her, but I don't know if she knows that I can't hear her. Oh no shit. No, I can't hear you.
You're muted now, though.
I cannot hear you now, but I can read your lips really well. So maybe we can do that.
Are you able to hear us?
She can hear us. Uh-oh.
It says 27, something like that.
While you try to figure out your volume, so like you have like those big ears, very high. You always nail your perception checks. You are in the inn. Hatanabe's not there. Gray are not there. They're at the usual compass. You knew that when the party had you at least stay behind to watch Bean Bob and Harkin and Pepper and all them. Maybe you're like waiting for some food or something when all of a sudden you feel this like reverberation. It's so loud that it doesn't even like have a sound. It just hurts as you kind of like grab your ears, and then the windows all blow out. And then you hear this kind of crash and the sound of like rain and you kind of turn, and you can see out of one of the back windows that gigantic arm, like a bit of it through the window coming up out of the sea. And you would be able to perhaps react to that while you're figuring out your mic situation. Which you, why don't I go back to the rest of the party and, Jeb, what do you guys do? This is happening.
Millie is gonna immediately try to appeal to her patron. So is this my brother? No. She's gonna cut her hand, put it into water, and be like, help.
You're gonna be in water real soon. Give me a perception check real quick to see if you can see a water source of some kind you can dunk your head in.
Don't we? Isn't it
Also,
canon that I have a bucket with me?
I feel, is it?
I think
She carries it, yeah.
also that's a 9.
You had the bucket last session.
I did to do identify.
So, I mean, I guess it is canon at this point. So you like panic, you cut your arm, you junk your head into your bucket, and your patron's like right there, like right in your face. You get like swept in really quickly. You're at that dark coral palace. You get like swept in, and like there is no table. You just get pulled in like right to her face, and she says, "Finley, we don't have any time. You have to go back. That is not your brother. You need to escape.
What do I do? How?
You'll figure it out, but you have to go." And you're like,
It's not my brother, guys. It's something bad.
you come back out of the bucket like 2 seconds later.
Not my brother. Something bad. We have to go. We have to go.
Jax rolled a 13 wisdom. I don't know if that's good enough, but
For your perception, or what are you trying to do?
just like, I mean, he's scared of water and he sees like a huge tsunami kind of pulling up on him. I feel like he'd
Nah,
be
you're
pretty
like
shook right now.
on a okay. You're doing one of those. Yeah, no, you're pretty shook. Yeah.
Guys, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And I just dropped to the ground like onto my ass, and I start like kind of like scooting away from the tsunami a little bit.
I feel like you just kind of scoot back until you hit the Azure Compass building behind you, and then you're just kind of like you continue to try to like push like into the wood, but there's nowhere else to go as you see the water coming closer.
The hands are coming for me.
I think as that wall of water rises up and the base of the wave is like darkened, you do kind of see like shadows moving within the wave. Whether that's real or not is probably that's up to Jax to decide, I suppose.
Can I try to get to? I want to face step and dash and see if I can get to what's his name? God damn it! What's
Harkin?
the monk? No,
Gray?
the monk, Gray. Get to Gray.
So you want to go into the Azure Compass.
Yeah.
So you You face step to the right to get around to the side of the building. There are like the docks, and then you dash. You get onto the docks, and you're like running towards the bay where you can see there's like 2 bays. There's one boat on the left that's actually in the water, and it has it looks pretty much finished. And there's a boat to the right that is still in stages of construction. You don't know which one is yours, obviously. They're both like the same scope and scale. And you as you're running, give me a perception check.
Let's go. 22.
So you see Gray. He is behind, like as you're running forward, there's like dock workers that are kind of like panicked and running. And a couple of them kind of clear out, and you can see Gray, who has like pulled Hatanabe to the side. She's like kind of like curled into him. He's got like a big orangutan arm over her, and he's pulled her over towards like a barrel, which he is like holding onto and just kind of like bracing himself.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Yay!
Hell yeah, dude. Here we go.
Yay! Can I do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna lap back
Okay.
around.
I'm gonna yell out to Gray. Is our ship done? Is that our?
He as you like get within distance, you're kind of yelling. like, is that our ship or whatever? He looks over to you, and you got a 20. You got really high perception, so you can like faintly hear him over the sound of the water is like so strong and rushing. The wave is like audible. And then there's like the people panicking, which adds another layer. So you can just kind of hear Gray underneath all that, and he says, "That's our boat. It's not furnished."
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna flip over a table, and
He points to the finished boat.
oh, it's not furnished, but it's finished.
Yeah, I mean, I think you put those. Maybe you panic for like a second. You're like, "Oh fuck!" And then you're like,
Yeah.
"Wait." And yeah,
Wait.
the boat's done. It'll sail. It has boat. Everything is there. But it's gonna be. It's like an empty boat.
Gotcha. Fuck. Do I have time to do a quick sending spell to Soleil?
Is sending an action?
Sending is an action.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's one action. All right. Blow another 3rd level spell slot. I'm gonna tell Soleil if she's ready. Okay. Come in, Soleil. Our ship is done. Try to get everybody to the ship. It's on the dock. Azure compass. And
Okay. Yeah.
It's
that was-
Can I reply?
you can reply. Yeah, you have a little bit of time.
Okay. This sounds bad. I will gather and run. I'm coming.
all right.
All right. So, Arlo, what are you doing?
Are we all still in the same area, like up on the top?
Yeah. So Venley's like, "It's not my brother." She's kind of panicking. Jax backs up to the Azure compass. Valen poofs into like pink dust, reappears, and you see him like kind of dash around the corner into the Azure compass. And then you're like kind of you're there.
Am I the only one that's immediately there left right now, or so?
Yeah. You're the only. Well, Soleil's in the inn. I'm gonna do you, and then I'm gonna go back to her.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of run after the direction that Valen went.
You're pretty quick, so you'd be able to catch up to him. for
Yeah,
sure.
actually, I've been selling myself. I have an extra 5 feet of movement too. I'm at 45 now instead of 40.
So you go after Valen. Okay. Venley, you refer to your patron. That's a bonus action. You haven't moved. Jax is dying. But you still have your movement and your dash. You see Arlo and Venley or Valen go to the Azure compass. You can still
Okay.
move.
I'm gonna move. Can I try to grab Jax along with me?
You can try, yeah. It's gonna be athletics.
Come on, we gotta go. We gotta go.
I feel like the DC would be low, but I feel like I wouldn't like be in a right mind though. I feel like I would just like get dragged almost.
There's no way she's dragging you.
17.
I will say that you can I feel like just in the game rules, it's probably impossible for you to move him as he isn't a Goliath and you're a wee little person. But you are able to move him like a little bit, like 15 feet maybe. Like you're really trying. Your adrenaline's pumping. You're able to pull him along a bit as you kind of start moving around the side of the building. But you haven't even reached the dock yet, and Jax is just like in a full-blown panic. He's like shut down.
Can I cast suggestion on him?
Okay.
Okay. You gotta make a wisdom save. I think that's what it is.
And I guess I can't like intentionally lose when I'm in a panic, I guess.
I don't think so. No.
So I rolled a 12 wisdom.
That is a fail.
That fails. I'm like, just fucking walk! We gotta go to the docks! Follow me!
You told me to walk, I just start walking. I start running. I start running behind you.
You did tell him to.
Oh, okay.
You start running, and he's just like.
It's something. I mean, he probably, like, comparably, my movement speed is not that much.
Yeah, so like he's walking behind you, and you're like fucking hauling ass. You go back down to the bottom, Soleil. The windows blow out. You're like, holy shit. You look over, you see this thing, you hear this like billowing roar, and then the sound of like water rushing down. Harkin and Pepper are like in the corner of the bar. B and Bob are in there. They like scurry under a table. Violetta and Jet are upstairs, and Valen just told you that the ship is at the Azure Compass, which you would know is like next door because you saw it previously.
Okay. So can I just cast like 3 action spells like right now? Is that fine? Or
What are they? What are you doing?
I'm kidding. I know I can't. Like I want to cast
There's a
Tidal
little bit of
Wave.
looseness here.
Okay, so I want to cast Tidal Wave to counteract the tsunami that's coming at us.
How big
So,
is
like,
tidal? What is the dimensions of tidal wave?
Oh, great.
Let me look
Yep.
it up.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
5e.
Let me see.
10 feet tall, 30 feet long.
That is not. I disagree with Wizards of the Coast calling that a tidal wave. That's
Okay.
just a regular wave.
So is this? I assume the tsunami is like 50 feet, 40, 60 feet.
It's so big, and there's so much like. I mean, I guess you did roll a 20 perception check. Actually, it's probably several. It's like I would say it's probably between 50 and 70 feet tall.
Excellent. So never mind. Can I yell at them and then hop on the broom and just move as far as I can towards the party and then see if I can get to them?
Yeah. What do you yell at Pepper, B, Bob, Harkin?
Get the fuck on the boat! Run! Like, just, you gotta go. Like, just, as quickly as I can, just tell them to run and then try to move as fast as I can towards the
You
party.
hop on the broom and you hear B behind you like, "You fucking bitch! You're just gonna leave us here!" And you fucking take off.
I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Fuck them. You zoom out as you zoom out. What's the movement speed of the broom? Is it 45?
I think it is. It's 40 or 45.
I feel like it's 45 in my bones, but you zoom out.
50 feet.
Nice. You would be able to. You would see Jackson Venley going to the boat. At the rate they're moving at, Venley will like just make it to the boat. Jax will not make it to the boat.
All right. I'm going to scoop up Jax. I'm going to pick him up and take him with me and just get to the boat.
All right.
Action. I want to cast water breathing on everyone I can see. So I can do up to 10 people.
So you'd be able to do Gray, Hatanabe, the party,
I don't
yourself.
need it.
The Bentley doesn't need it. That's true.
I don't think Arlo needs it either.
He's a hippo. I feel like he can't breathe water, but like he's a hippo
Oh.
though, so like he'll probably be all right.
Yeah, I can last underwater for I think it's like an hour.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what it is.
So that's
And I have a water breathing thing too from the staff I have.
that's 5 people, including yourself, and then there would be like just like kind of miscellaneous sailors and stuff that are like around that you could potentially put it on.
Yeah, just any I guess anyone else that's around that I think might be impacted. If I can do up to 10, I'll hit as many as I can.
Yeah, so you just kind of you're looking around. You just kind of put that up, and you allow some of the people that are just kind of running about. You're just like that guy, that lady, this guy. Just kind of a random, and then your group.
Yeah.
Do you stay on the broom or do you land on the ship?
I'm going to stay on the broom. I'm going to keep me and Jax on the broom above.
Okay. You have another, so like you hear the wave come like onto shore. You hear like the break as it hits the like maybe 20-foot high cliffs that separate the town from the ocean. And then you hear like the rumble of it come over land, and you hear like the scrunch and crush of wood as it probably hits the first row of houses.
Would you
You
let
still
me?
have 6 more seconds.
Can I cast walk on water or water walking for anybody else that's in the vicinity?
How many people can you do?
I think it's 10 too, but let me double check.
I'm pretty sure it's 10 because I always had it prepped as Rhea because of fear
I
of
think it's
water.
the same. I think it's the same. Let me double check. 10. Yeah, up to 10. So as many of the people as I can get that I couldn't get with water breathing.
You give it to your party. You give it to 5 strangers that are like not the same people you gave water breathing to. You are inside of an enclosed space, so like the wisest thing for you to do probably would be to fly into the open air and get above the wave. So you do that. You fly up and out. As you go up into the air, you're probably able to get like a solid 80 or 90 feet up so that you're like well above the wave. Give me one more perception check as you're like overlooking the town.
Ooh, dirty 20.
So there is like a second tier of the village that is higher than the first tier. It's not big enough to not be getting hit by the wave, but the wave is only getting about 5 or 10 feet over it. So it's like it's not getting as destroyed as this layer, which is where you guys were obviously on. So up here you see a lot of townspeople that are like running. There are some people that are just like rushing from like the market that you can see over here, like in the center of the screen right now. There's people that are like rushing out of their homes and just like kind of running down the street. But you do see a lot of civilians that are like making their way to those cliffs, and they're like trying to clamber up and out of the way of the main wave. And you can see that a lot of people that were up on the top have moved down, and they're like going towards this like kind of centralized stone tower to get like up above the wave. And there's a good bit of people, but you also see a whole lot of people that are just kind of that probably it's not gonna be good for them. But there's not really anything you can do about it as you just kind of watch the wave come on. You see the houses that are in the back closer to the coast, these like larger structures, the docks all just being kind of ripped apart as the wave literally just towers. I mean, they literally just disappear into water. And then as it kind of washes over them, the structure's just not there anymore. You see like boats that were out in harbor being pulled in as this gigantic black form. You can just kind of see the spine of the creature. It has like these spikes that are coming up out of the water. As you can see, just kind of the back of it as it is swimming in the harbor where the water level is now. It's like behind the wave. So the water level is raised enough where it is actually like, it's effectively swimming like above the Azure compass. Like it's raised up, swimming towards the town as everything is just being decimated by this tidal wave that's rolling in behind it.
Is there any chance I could scoop up anyone? Like just anyone that I see running that isn't going to make it?
You literally don't have the movement to be able to do it.
Weight wise too, I don't think we could.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like any kids we saw running that like weren't going to make it. 40 pounds would probably fit, but
I could make myself smaller, but I'm also in a weird panic, so I don't know if I would be able to use magic right now.
Yeah.
So.
You see, there are some people on the roofs of the buildings, so like maybe with a little luck, they might be okay. But everything is just being destroyed. The rest of you guys, you're inside of the Shore Compass. You're on the boat. What do you do? What are you doing?
Can I yell out to anyone that's like on that pier and tell them to come on? And then I want to. It's like more thematic, but I also want to face step again and see if I can get the sails open. So that way I'm trying to get the ship to move. I don't know if
Are you gonna surf this fucker?
Yeah, I was like, but yeah, I'm trying to get the ship to fucking move because I don't want it to get hit
You run, you see where you need to go, you face step to where you need to release the line to open the sail. Give me a sleight of hand check. Gray sees what you're doing. He tucks Hatanabe into an empty barrel, like he just pushes her into it, flips it over so that it's standing upright, and then he runs over to the other set of sails.
I rolled a 2 plus 3, so that's a 5.
Is Gray helping him though, or does not? Is that not
Gray
the help
runs over
action?
to the other set of sails.
Uh,
He like rushes over. He does his monkey business, like flying across the top, lands down, and he quickly unravels his as the sails drop down. The front sails are open. The back sails are not.
I'm wondering if there's anything that I can do. What could I cast? Could I potentially cast Mage Hand? Would that help?
You moved. Fey step is a
Bonus action. And the sleight of hand is an action, so yeah, I'm basically done.
Arlo can still do something. Venley can still do something, and the boat is still moored.
I
True.
can cast Mage Hand if it helps. I don't know. I don't have a lot that I can do to help, but
And I'll yell out too. We got to release the mooring lines.
okay. Can I send my Mage Hand to do that? And then if there's like anything else that I can do while my Mage Hand is doing something.
I think there's like 3 mooring lines, right?
Okay.
Probably.
So, I don't know. I feel like Vinley would know, but Caitlin does not.
Venley would know. Caitlin, yeah, exactly. Arlo, you would also know. You have a shit ton of movement speed. You'd be able to get to Valen.
So
to help
back
him.
sails still aren't down, right?
Sorry?
I can make it to the back sails.
You'd be able to make it to the sails. I think you'd be able to make it to the sails. Try to help Valen release that sail. And then if you succeed the first time, you'd be able to get to one of the mooring lines and try to release that too. And then Valen, she can position herself to try to release 2 mooring lines with a bonus action and an action.
Well, if I try to use like fighting action, would I be able to get up to where the back sails are? Use like my 2 shooting actions to shoot at the 2 mooring lines, and then use my my bonus action to
try to release Valen's.
One shot the back sails to release the back sail.
All right, so you run to the back sail. You identify the 2 mooring lines in the back. You're going to take 2 shots to try to cut the line.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to use your bonus action to release the one that Valen's messing with.
Yeah, the back sail. Right.
All right, do it. So that's going to be 2 attacks.
And I'm on the back sail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
I rolled a 22 and an 18 to hit.
Let's
You
go.
hit the rope. You hit both of the ropes. You do need to give me damage.
Okay.
And then, Bentley, if you want to roll a sleight of hand, you can roll twice. Because you can do one with an action and one with a bonus action.
Okay. What's my sleight of hand? One's an 8 and one's a 17.
So, Arlo, how much damage did you do on the 2?
It was 23 total. I guess it was 11 one, 12 the other.
11. Okay, that's enough. So you shoot first one, it snaps. The boat tries. You can hear it kind of groan. You shoot the second one, and it lurches, but it lurches a little bit to the left, right as Venley releases that line, the last line. Give me your bonus action, Arlo, to release the sail.
Okay. And then there's only one thing I have to hit?
You were just using a sleight of hand to help Valen finish uncoiling the back sail. There's like a line that's keeping the back sail.
And I just roll
release it.
D20 for that plus the sleight of hand.
Yes.
Okay, then I got a +4, 22.
You shoot, Valen, you shoot, release both those lines. The boat kind of lurches forward and goes slightly, it kind of lurches to the right as Venley releases that mooring line, and the boat kind of balances itself out and lurches a little bit to the left as it does begin to kind of groan and creak forward outside of this bay that it's sitting in. As you then release the back sail line and the sails drop, you're inside of this place, so there isn't wind necessarily.
Is
But
there?
the boat is moving.
Can I do anything else?
Not this round,
Okay.
because you used a... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I was just. Is there anybody in the like dock area that's like not in our party that's like not already on the boat?
Yeah, there's like probably there's a lot of people in here.
Okay,
I would say probably something like 9-10 sailors have clambered up onto the boat, and there's some other ones that are trying to get on the boat. But at this point, the whatever type of like board they had up has probably at this point fallen off.
Okay. Okay, so there's like they're not able to get anybody else on.
You could like, I mean, there might be like a window well or something. Like there might be like one or two guys that might be able to run up and grab onto the side of the boat. But for the most of the people that are left are probably shit out of luck. And there's like too many people there's probably 20 more people that are like, at this point now, a lot of them have probably just decided to get down. A few people probably jump into the water, hoping that maybe they can just get lucky. You know, it'll be okay.
Could my mage hand hold the wood, the plank in place to try and get more people on? No, or like.
Give me an athletics check. Or an arcana check.
Okay. Oh, that is actually pretty good. Where 19.
There are a few people that are like they're like still on the board. There's a couple people that are like just behind them. Like there's a few people, probably 3-4 people are like right directly in line, kind of fighting for the board as the boat starts to lurch and the board kind of gets knocked off center. And one guy like kind of struggles to stay balanced. As you grab the board, you keep it slightly balanced. A couple people manage to get on as the boat then lurches like 5-10 more feet forward. And the mage hand manages to just keep the board in place long enough for a couple other people to get on board, as then the board does eventually fall off.
Okay.
Soleil, you're floating up about 80-90 feet in the air as you see the wave continue forward. It hits the side of the Azure compass. It washes over the inn that everybody was staying in. You see the inn just disappear. It washes over the Azure compass. Everybody that's inside the Azure compass, you hear the initial smash and then this groan and then just this burst within we're talking like milliseconds. As the wood erupts, this wall of water comes through. The boat is maybe just the front end of it is outside of the bay as the wave comes crashing and it kind of hits the side of the boat. Now, this is a weird thing. I don't know exactly what to make you guys roll for this. So I'm going to say that it's just a straight up charisma, force of will. This is like a luck check. So everybody that's on the boat, you just roll me charisma. Just a d20 plus your charisma, and maybe I'll let you add your proficiency to it.
I got a 6.
Our saving throw or ability modifier?
It's like a saving throw, I suppose.
Okay.
Wait, so all of us is rolling this too, even me and Sola?
You need all the luck you can get. If one of them's higher, just do that one.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Hell yeah.
I rolled 16.
Wait, so
Okay.
I rolled a 15.
do me and Sola roll too?
No, you're not on the boat.
Oh, good. Just make sure.
Just people on the boat. I'm going to also have Hatanabe and Gray roll as well.
I have a plan, Peyton.
Luck is like on you guys' side. I think everybody got above a 15. So the wave hits the side of the boat.
15.
It hits the side. Yeah, that's what I meant. Everybody got above 15. That's pretty good. You know, that's a 75% chance. The boat, it hits the side of the boat. The boat kind of gets it like rises up the side of this wave as the roof of the structure is just gone. It's like you're on like a tilt, and the boat is like in this position where like it's either going to just flip and just start rolling, and that's probably what you think is going to happen. It's probably what should happen by all accounts. But as it's about to do that, the boat slightly tilts to the left, and you're kind of like almost, I mean, like calling it surfing isn't it? Boats can't surf, but you're kind of like gliding along the side of this wave. Soleil, the only thing you can see is that the wave completely swallows up the Azure compass, and then the crest of that is like in front of you, so you can't see down into the wave. As the boat is like now careening in sort of, it's not straight yet. It's not like, you know, it's not completely twisted to just be like, you know, being pushed forward by the wave, but it is, you were very much so riding the wave along the side, almost like just the bottom of the boat just has enough speed where it's like you're staying like this on like just a smidgen of water, and you're just kind of cutting through the wave. And I would imagine everybody on board is just screaming and like holding onto the handrails and just being like, I don't know.
Can I do something?
Sure.
All right.
I think everybody can try to do something. I think in order to do something, the first thing you need to do is give me a dexterity saving throw.
Shit. Okay.
All of us or Valen?
Just to be on the boat.
21. 21.
All right. So like you have enough balance for like, you know, standing, moving, taking actions. You aren't just like locked into holding onto the boat for dear life.
So what I want to do is I want to continue to ride that wave, but I want to get a little bit more momentum so that way we could potentially not crash into a building that's like underneath that wave. So I'm going to bonus action create the wind blade.
Okay. So you kind of stand up, you get the trajectory, you pull out the hilt and the little broken blade, and you light it up, and like that funnel of wind erupts up out of it.
And then I'm going to end the wind blade early to cast Gust of Wind. And since I'm in the back of the back sail, I could potentially hit both sails with 60 feet of.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the wind blast.
Okay. So you do wind blast, and you are trying to like propel you want to give the ship more speed so that it will move up the wave.
Up the wave, so that way we're like basically on top, like, you know, like you're surfing, you're underneath it usually.
Yeah.
I want to get on top of the wave.
You're trying to like get you. All right. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Yes.
Let me do the people on the boat first, and then I'm going to go to you, Soleil, and Zax.
Okay.
Yeah, I want
to.
to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He's using the wind blade into the sails, right?
Correct.
So I want to go like just to make sure like nothing gets broken. I want to go onto those sails that he's going to blow into. I want to grab the ropes to help brace the sail more.
Okay. I'll hold. You grab the sail. I think Gray will also do that too. He sees you and he's going to mimic that. You do have to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Gray does succeed his.
I got a 17 before that add. Man.
You're good. So you see Valen stand up, pull out the wind blade, shoot the gust of wind. You jump up, you go over, you grab the rope for the sail to try to brace it. You kind of pull back. Gray runs over and he does the same thing for the front sail. Venley, what do you want to do?
Okay, this is not going to be super helpful with getting the ship anywhere, but maybe we'll protect some people if things happen. Can I do the blood freely given and summon the like big tentacle?
Okay.
And then just since I get a spell slot with it, I'm just going to use the spell slot to cast Spider Climb on myself, just because that I can then move around all over the place more freely as needed.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw? Or did you already give me one? And I forgot.
No,
already.
I did not.
You never know with the ADHD. I very well could have forgotten.
I mean, I very well could have rolled and forgotten to give it to you too. 11.
I'll let you do one of those things.
I mean, the main thing I want to do is the summon the tentacle.
Okay,
Like, that's
so
more important.
you reach into your pocket, you grab your actually you don't have to because you have the coral growth. So you cut your hand, you summon the tentacle with the intention of it being able to like grab somebody effectively, like if somebody were to go overboard or something. Is that kind of like the...
I mean, I don't know if it functionally can do that, but if it could, that'd be really, really awesome. But also, too, like, if we start getting hit, since I have the reaction now that I can use to, like, reduce damage.
Okay.
That'd be really cool, though, if it could do save people.
Yeah, we're like in the narrative zone, so like other shit can happen, you know. You do that, like this kind of like dark puddle kind of opens up on the deck. This very large tentacle comes out. I think people probably start screaming at that, just because like the situation we're in, that seems bad. But they like are locked. They can't move anyway. So like just let them scream. It's not your problem. You cut yourself. You go to get up and then like do what you need to do to cast Spider Climb. But as you go to stand, you realize that like you're moving incredibly. You kind of just like fall backwards as the velocity of the ship and you're not attuned to that. And you kind of fall back down. Not able to finish that situation. Arlo's bracing the ship. Gray is bracing the ship. Soleil, what do you want to do? You see the wave continue forward. It washes now completely over the top of the shore compass. Shore compass is gone. It's now like ripping through houses. It's getting towards the market. It's like the end of the market. There are a lot of people that have been washed over. You see that some people that have been washed over on the cliffs as the water in the back starts to reduce a little bit. There are some people who manage to like cling to the cliffs, and there's a lot of people also that the wave washed over and they weren't there anymore. And then there's like a whole lot of people that are running from the markets like northwards, just deeper into town. And then there are some people that a little bit more wisely have headed to the west, to the left, that are clambering up the cliffs. And there is probably some people as well that are on top of their roofs and stuff like that.
I think I'm gonna summon a water elemental. I'm gonna use my 4th level spot.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's a good one. It's a good move. Fuck.
So
I spilled my drink. Sorry.
I want to call this water elemental forth and just beg it to protect the boat and my friends.
Okay, so this water elemental, it like gets conjured up from the water behind the wave, and then this thing kind of appears. It's like half submerged as just like kind of like the top half of it. You can just kind of see the black spot where there's like these kind of like almost like tide pools that are effectively its eyes as you summon it up, and it appears in this tidal wave, and it kind of looks up at you, waits for a command.
Please protect the boat. Don't let my friends drown. Protect them at all costs.
It submerges, and you can see the darkness of the water from where its form was as it disappears down into the water, and then you no longer can see it. That's an action, so you still have movement, you still have bonus action.
As a bonus action, I don't know if you'll let me do this. I don't know how much Puck weighs, but I want to hold my yellow flower and I want to call Puck onto the broom. If I can hold him on the broom. If he's not going to fit on the broom, I don't want to bring him because I don't want him to get hurt.
Puck can fly.
Okay. Then I want to hold my flower as a bonus action and just call Puck and see if he can help me.
You take your flower out. You kind of like wish for Puck to appear. The flower puffs out yellow pollen, and from it, Puck kind of rolls in. His little butterfly wings open up, and they start fluttering. He's like, "Hi, I'm Puck!" And then he looks around and says, "Wow, This is a pickle.
Puck, I'm so glad you're here, but we're in a lot of trouble, and I need you to protect yourself. But if you can do anything to help us, I would welcome that.
How come you only summon me when things are going wrong?
Listen, I promise next time I'll call you when we're in like a field of flowers, but I seem to be in trouble a lot. So
Your hair looks nice today.
thank you, Puck. I really needed that because I've been flying around and it's a little crazy, but thank you. Yeah, if you can help in any way, I'd really appreciate it because we're in a little bit of trouble. I don't know if you can see the big wave, but it's really bad.
He like flies down, he lands on your head, and he's going to cast Greater Invisibility on you three.
Sick. Okay, that's all. I think that's all I can do. Besides, like, I want to keep the broom somewhat near the boat, obviously above the wave, but keep close enough that we can keep eyes on everybody on the boat.
And then Jax is panicking. So you guys are invisible, you're floating in the air. The boat continues forward. Soleil, you see as the next round begins, you can see like the boat is like, you can see the top of the sail as it hits the water, the top of the wave, and it like breaks it. And Gray and Arlo give me athletics checks. Give me an athletics check. If you're speaking, Arlo, you're muted. Just so you know.
I got a 14.
You are bracing that thing. You see that the ship is like it's rising up. It's reaching the top of this wave. You can see where like the crest of the wave is kind of forward and it's gonna hit the sails. And you like pull back. You kind of close your eyes. You brace yourself. Gray does the same as the wave hits this top sail. It like rips off a portion of the top sail as the ship manages to like break through, and then the top sail is mostly still intact. Just the part where like the crow's nest is gets ripped off. As then the back sail approaches on a 14. The back sail hits that wave. A portion of the right side that gets hit breaks off, and it's like tethered by rope, so it kind of falls and it's sort of flapping, and part of the sail itself falls in. But then like the left side of the sail, you can maybe.
Would you allow me to use focus aim? It's used for like if I miss an attack, I can use a key point to add to it to make it a success. Can I use that in this situation here, even though it's not an attack roll?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so I'll use 2 key points instead of a 14. It'll be an 18.
You see that Gray has for the most part succeeded. The crow's nest gets ripped off, goes tumbling down into the water. As the back sail is approaching, you get both your feet down, you spread yourself wide, you pull as hard as you can. As that wave hits, the back sail groans and like gets pushed back, and then it sort of snaps. You manage to you just slide a little bit forward, as then it pierces through the top of the wave, and now it's just kind of cutting through peacefully. As then the ship, Soleil, from your vision, you see probably both sails are above the top of the crest, but the ship itself is still maybe 10, 15 feet below the crest. You guys are like, it's not a good place to be. For the record, you're like right under where when this thing breaks, that you will just be immediately swallowed up. But you're close. You're like right there. That was Arlo. Valen Venley.
I'm not sure what I can do.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I did the sail. I mean, the wind blade thing already. So basically, could I hold my action? In case I need to like do mage hand to get someone get someone from being overboard, or mage hand to make sure that the back sail stays erect.
Yeah, you can do that. I like that. That's good.
Okay.
Venley.
I was gonna be like, can I touch the water and cast calm emotions? But I don't think that was gonna work.
Like, bruh, chill, dude. What the fuck?
Does anybody look hurt? Like, especially hurt? Like, I know I took some damage, and Valen took some damage from a stupid Eldritch Blast!
Nah, I don't think the person who's the most hurt's you.
Okay.
Besides that, and nobody here has yet been. Everybody here is either gonna like survive in heroic fashion or immediately take 200 d6 bludgeoning damage and die. It's like one or the other. It's not,
Okay,
But so far, everybody is. They're panicking and they're holding on for dear life and like hoping for the best. But nobody, I think, would have actually taken any damage at this point, besides you.
Okay.
And I guess also Valen, but that was like not that much.
Well, would I still have the free spell slot from doing the blood freely given, or since it's like a new round, would that not?
No, you'd still have it.
Okay, then I am now going to cast Spider Climb on myself, and I don't know.
And I would say that would allow you to not make the dexterity saving throw, because you could climb on the surface of the boat.
Cool. So I will do that. I will cast Spider Climb. Is there anything, I know the like pros and us got hit, but is there anything with the sails that like I could almost like climb up to and try to like physically help?
You would still have enough. You'd have all your movement speed. You haven't used your action just now to cast Spider Climb. That's an action, correct?
It's an action. I mean, I don't necessarily have to do the sails now, but maybe get in position to like try to help with the sails.
I think you could climb up the back. The back sails are probably the front sails are probably a little bit too far away. You can climb up the back sails, and there is going to be you're using Spider Climb. So actually, you'd be able to like you'd have to climb like through the crest of the wave, which would be interesting.
I'll do it.
You climb up the sails as you get up to about the middle section. As you get about 10-15 feet up the back sail, that is where the crest of the wave like meets the sail as it's like pierced through, and it's being able to cut through the wave without breaking. Give me an athletics check with advantage because of the Spider Climb.
Shit. 11.
That's with the advantage?
Yeah, I rolled crap. I rolled a 3 and a 7. I actually have pretty good athletics, though.
You go to climb up. You see that wave above you. You don't have to hold your breath, but you kind of instinctually like... And then you put a hand in, and you can feel like that rushing water, but you have yourself braced, and okay, I can do this. And you pull yourself up, and that wave, the suction as your little form disappears in there, you get pulled to the side, and you're holding on for dear life with the Spider Climb as you feel one of your hands loose, and then you feel yourself like let go, but then you feel like enveloped in something as you were then pulled slightly upwards to the top of the crest of the wave, and then you were spat out by like a blob of water, which then descends back into the wave as you are like thrown out of the wave onto the sail, and you manage to grab on just about 5 feet above the sail.
Okay.
That was your water elemental, Soleil. Just so everybody understands what just happened. That was the water elemental.
Wait, what happened?
The water elemental spat me out. It saved me.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's my turn, I guess.
And now you were 5 feet above the wave. You were probably about 85 feet in the air. as you were watching the wave just like swallow the city as it has made its way probably about halfway through the harbor, approaching the market district. There are like people pouring out of the market district. You see people like running to the north, to the west. People just hunkered down. People throwing themselves off of buildings into the water in hopes that things will just hopefully work out. End of the round. It's back to the top. The wave continues forward. Soleil, you're like way up in the air, probably 20 or 30 feet behind the front of the wave. I'm not gonna make you do a perception check because there's no reason. The Kraken like rises up out of the ocean, and as it rises up, the form like continues to grow and grow and grow and grow until it's probably about 60 to 100 feet behind you, in the center of the harbor, and then it's like several hundred feet away to the right, but only about 60 to 100 feet behind you. Does that make sense? So it's to your right several hundred feet, and then it's probably about 60 to 100 feet away from you, like if you were to go directly back and then to the right. As it rises up, it probably stands about another 60 feet over the wave. As you see its form like crackles with electricity up from the bottom that kind of coalesces up its body, and it lurches back and it shoots a blue electrical beam, and it just kind of whips its head around, and it just kind of cuts through a large portion of the city as buildings just like kind of erupt in flame all over. The whole market gets kind of cut through as buildings are hit, explode. The whole right side that is like not yet under water over this way, because the wave is probably right about here now. The buildings that are like towards the front just get blown up. A portion of the forest is just immediately lit ablaze. The market is cut through, and then he kind of whips his head slightly to the left, hits a few of these buildings, which all kind of explode. As he then like closes his mouth, the electric kind of goes back down his body, and he like lurches back, opens his mouth, and lets out another one of those massive roars that kind of deafen you for a moment as he like then begins to kind of sink back down into the water. The wave continues forward. It is now like one round away from hitting the market, and you can now see that it looks like it's starting to lose a little bit of steam. The wave itself, and this is Soleil, not you guys. You're like in the wave. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Though it probably has dropped down about 10 feet or so. As it's starting to go a little bit more inland, it's starting to lower itself. You guys continue forward. The ship gets to the top of the wave. So like Soleil, you see the boat break the wave, and now it's like on top. I want everybody to once again give me the luck, give me the charisma thing that you did. If you're on the boat, Slay, you don't got to do it, or Jax for that record, for the matter. And Hatanabe and my boy Gray will do it as well.
That's 20.
Dirty 20.
25!
Dirty 20.
Wow. Gray rolled a 17 and Hatanabe got a 16.
Let's go.
Bless you.
So that was I don't think if we're adding proficiencies, I don't think anybody, it doesn't like anybody got below a 20. The ship like breaks the wave. It kind of like goes into the air for a second, and while it is in the air, so like you see the ship kind of like just pop up over the wave. It probably gets like 5 or 10 feet, and while it's doing that, it kind of twists a little bit as it like breaks free, and it kind of slows down a smidge, and then it lands on the wave and kind of speeds up, and now it has like fallen about 5 feet back behind the crest of the wave, and it's not completely righted. It's still slightly on an angle, I guess. So it's like you know, kind of like that, but it's turning into the wave, and probably like next round, if everything goes fine, it looks like the ship will probably right itself to be straight along with the wave. And at this point, I think everybody on the boat is probably just speech. I mean, like they're actually probably all screaming like fucking crazy. I mean, this is like, you know, this ain't normal. So like you see that you have enough movement to keep up with the wave. If you use all of your movement,
Okay.
you're able to stay. You were it's like it's a little bit faster than you are, but you're able to stay like reasonably within the front, or reasonably towards the front of the wave as it continues to go forward.
Okay.
This is really the only person who can give me a perception check of what is going on everywhere else.
18.
As the wave
Can
has
I
walked
give
over-
her? Can I give her Flash of Genius, or am I still like in a super panic mode at this point?
Give me another wisdom save with a disadvantage.
Okay. First one was a crit. Second one was a 15.
A 15
So I got a
total?
15. Well, yeah, total, because I have a +1 wisdom, so 15.
Okay. The 15 is good enough for you to come out of the panic. At which point you'd be able to, you could give her a Flash of Genius if you wanted to. I don't think you need to, though. She got it. What'd you get, Soleil? An 18?
18.
I could give her guidance instead. I mean, that's a D4.
Yeah. Do guidance. I don't think she needs the Flash of Genius.
Yeah, I gave her +3.
Which puts
So
it at
21.
21. So Soleil, you're like over this, you're right about here at this moment, unless you use your movement to dash, in which case you get to right about here. But you kind of look, you look over your shoulder as you're flying. You see that the water towards the back has lowered. It's probably about like in the back, you know, obviously not towards the front where the tidal wave is roaring forward. The water level is still quite raised. It's probably about 10 feet over the height of the cliffs. You can see with the 21, because all the buildings are gone, like there's a lot of like actually, because the tidal wave like ripped everything with it, so the water's actually like kind of not clear. It's still turbulent and dark, but on a 21 you're able to see that in the water there are like black shadows that are moving about very rapidly, and then conversely there are like a lot of people that are floating in the water. You are able to see one of the people floating in the water and like recognize them pretty quickly. Back like just past the Azure Compass, there's somebody floating. And like it's Harkin. He's a pretty big guy, and he's also like a merman, so it's like kind of hard to miss. The big blue back, the coral light green hair, everything's kind of spread out in the water. But as you were kind of looking over your shoulder flying forward, you see there's like a body in the water, just like just some unidentified man who's floating face down. You see that one of the dark shadows is kind of moving through the water, so underneath him, and then the body gets pulled violently underwater, and then like a moment later, just a red cloud.
Wait, for Harkin?
Not for Harkin. This is just a random guy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Harkin is yet fine.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna ask a question. I don't know if you'll let it fly, because Summon Elemental is a concentration spell.
Okay.
I would love it if I could summon a second elemental, because I do have 2 4th level spots as 8th level. But I don't know if you'll let me do it, just because Summon Elemental is a concentration spell, so I don't want to like bend the rules too much.
Give me a this is gonna be another. Give me a charisma.
Okay.
Just like everybody else was. It can be saving throw if that happens to be higher, but just a charisma roll, like 20 plus your charisma plus your proficiency.
Charisma. Okay. Not great, but yeah, not great. 10.
I'll give her +5.
Yeah, not great. Okay. Or wait, hold on. You said plus proficiency?
Yeah.
So 10 plus. Where do I find my proficiency?
At level 8, your proficiency.
I think it's 3.
Oh yeah, +3. Okay, so I have a 13.
How much is Flash of Genius? Is that 5?
It's my intelligence modifier.
Give that to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that.
So like in the now this is not going to happen again. For the record, in this moment with like the adrenaline that's pumping, the chaos of the situation, you attempt to summon a second water elemental, and through like sheer force of will, given the intensity of everything, you manage to pull a second one out of the elemental plane of water. And what do you say to it?
There's a person in the water named Harkin. Please try to save them first, but if you can save as many people as you can, pull them above the water, put them somewhere safe.
The form that's like kind of risen up out of the water sinks back in. You see the dark form disappear below, and then rushes off, disappears.
And then Puck can do something.
What do you?
Gosh, I don't know. Nothing. I don't know what I would have him do. I would have him protect himself, I guess. Like above all
Puck is
else.
there. Puck is there for moral support.
Yeah, I wouldn't have him like jump into the fray, so I would have him like get higher above the water if I could.
Puck, he's on your head, and he's invisible. You can feel his little gecko-like hands touching the side of your temples, and you hear him. You can't see him because he's invisible, but you hear him. It's just summon that second water elemental, and he goes, "Wow, you have so many friends."
Yeah, something like that. But it's also, I'd only call them when I need them. This is awful.
Nobody ever calls me except for when they need me.
We're gonna do a tea party after this. It's gonna be great. But it's gonna be, after this, we're gonna do something really nice for you. Okay, Puck?
I love tea. And then he looks around. He's like, "What's happening?"
So I'm not entirely sure, but it looked like there was this big like sea beast, and there's a tsunami, and there's a bunch of people dying, and I don't know if there's anything else you could do to help, but I just want you to stay safe because I think this is all very dangerous.
I saw him. His name's Josh, and Josh is angry.
Josh the Kraken?
Yeah, I named him Josh.
Oh, I see. You're not like friends. You don't know each other.
Oh, I've never seen that guy in my life.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think Josh works yeah, I think that
What's
works.
his name?
Yeah, absolutely. Josh the Kraken, and he's kind of a jerk. You know,
You
Josh
don't
the
get to
jerk.
pick it.
Yeah.
The rest of you guys, you crash over the top of the wave. The ship is righting itself. Give me one more luck, and then that's it for the lucks.
Fuck. 12.
Gray got a 15. Hatanabe got a 21. Arlo, if you're saying anything, you're muted.
16.
Dope.
13.
The ship continues on this trajectory. It turns slightly to the left, doesn't completely right itself. As you continue forward, the wave sinks about another 5 or 10 feet. As you continue deeper into the town, you see yourself wash over the market. That just, you hear the crack of wood, the splintering of homes, the shatter, screams of people are being swallowed by the wave. As you are now like just going to the end of town, and the wave itself continues to kind of disperse and settle as it continues forward. Your ship starts to lower with it. Soleil, I'm going to kind of like skip the rounds, as everybody now is just sort of at the will of the gods of me. And they are moving along with this wave. You have agency, and so does Jax, I suppose, in this moment. You have about, there's 18 seconds. There's effectively 3 rounds before whatever's going to happen to the ship happens to the ship. Do you follow the wave, stay with the ship, see what happens, see if you can help them? Or do you turn and see if there are, Harkin, B, Bob, Pepper, etc., that could be saved in the back? Or do you're going to entrust hopefully that water elemental thing works out?
Jax?
Yeah, at this point, I feel like the whole time before this, Jax was just had his head like in your fur because he wasn't trying to see anything. He was trying to like block like everything out. And then he's gonna be like, okay, I'm fine now. What's the current situation?
Jax, what do? We either we go back and help, and we hope the boat is okay with our friends. I mean, we have a choice. I sent a water elemental that way, but I don't know how much they're going to do. But I also don't know if the boat's okay, and that's all our friends.
Out of character to the DM, is the Kraken close to the ship, or is the Kraken not close to the ship?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. I rolled a 14. I can give myself guidance or flash of genius if needed, though.
Give yourself guidance. That's all you need.
I got a 1, so 15.
That's literally what you needed. In the panic of the moment, you kind of take a quick, cursory glance around at the city. There is a space. I'll show you. At this moment, you're probably still about back here. The water level. I have this power. I can just go like this.
Oh, that's cool.
So that doesn't look quite right. It should probably be right about here. The Kraken is this way, moving towards this segment of the town. As the water has now like descended in the back, I'm not going to take the time to destroy the homes and everything. All of that is effectively gone now. There is just like debris that is like rushing off the back of the wave that's being spat back out, and there's sort of this like strange like turmoil, this turbulent undercurrent that is like sort of whipping at like the base of the wave that is then like pushing the debris kind of like back into town. There's like bodies and wood and everything being just kind of spewed back out, and the water now is starting to become like clouded, rough. There's like currents from all different directions that are like hitting each other with just like how messed up everything is. Jax, you got a 15. So you see two things. The Kraken is moving towards this portion of town. In a moment, it's going to reach the point where it's going to have to rise up out of the water because it's going to get to the cliffs and it's going to like clamber up on, and you don't know if it's got legs or not, but it's going to stand up effectively, or it's going to be out of the water, and it's probably like right about here, and you are like right over here. As you take that moment to glance around, you see in the distance a boat approaching. You would guess that it would probably take it about 6 rounds for it to be where you are. So it's like out past the peninsula, but it's close enough where you can see the giant golden hawk that comes off the front of the boat, and underneath the breast of the hawk there is a massive cannon in the front. Give me a history check.
Okay. Would I like know about this a little bit because I'm in the Navy? I got an 18 anyway, so I don't need it. Let me look at my modifier. I got a 24. I'll roll guidance just to get a 25.
Yeah, cool. With all that, you're raised up. Perhaps you have like an artificer device where you kind of zoom in, because you can see at the front of the boat, kind of like holding onto a line and standing atop the Golden Eagle, is your brother. And
fuck, I've never been happy to see that guy till now.
This is his boat, the Dawn Hammer, which you recognize. It used to be your father's boat, and it's now his.
Well, he sure showed up at a good time. Hopefully he can get here and help us out with this Kraken.
This is your brother?
I can tell that that's his ship, yes. I think they're coming here. It looks like they got here a little bit early. On that note, though, I know that you said the Kraken was like on a clamber up, like get out of the water. Is that close to the ship, or would that be closer to being Bob, would you say? Because I'd probably go to where like the danger is.
It is on the other side of the harbor. Well, okay, you got a 25 on your perception. There is all manner of there is something in the water besides the Kraken. There are like bodies that are you can they're this town is it's a site. It's not like a metropolis, but it's like, it was a pretty lively, bustling port city. You would probably have guessed that there was somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 people here. So there's plenty of bodies that are floating up out of the water. You would actively see some kind of creatures that are below the water that are about a humanoid size that are plucking people from above, that are floating above the water down into the water for them not to return. The Kraken isn't the only problem.
So
but
Soleil,
the Kraken itself is on the other side, and B and
Yeah.
Bob and Harkin and all them. On a 25, I think you'd be able to see pretty much all of them, and they're floating over here behind the Azure Compass in various spots. And as a matter of fact, I think at this point, maybe you would see the only person you would probably see is B, who has clambered up a tree and is holding onto it for dear life.
Soleil, do you see those things in the water? Or is that just me?
Can I see if he points to them where we need to go?
You have seen the things in the water previously.
Okay.
Earlier when that guy got pulled under. So when he says do you see those things in the water? You would already know that there is something in the water besides the Godzilla kaiju battle.
Okay. Question. Since tidal wave is not really like a tidal wave, can I use it to push the people that I see to some sort of safety? Could I tidal wave B and Bob or Harkin or whoever I see to some sort of safe location?
The range is 120 feet.
Yeah.
If you used your movement, B is already up in a tree, and you could use your action to cast Tidal Wave and push Harkin, Bob, and Pepper to the tree where possibly B would be able to maybe pull them up. As far, you do not see Jet or Violetta at this particular moment.
If we get close enough to touch them too, I can use Vortex Warp to teleport someone.
I don't think you'd be able to get close enough to touch them within this time frame. You would get close enough to cast Tidal Wave and move them to the tree.
Yeah, that's mine.
So you move up, you cast Tidal Wave, the water rips up, and this small wave appears. This tidal wave, as Wizard of the Coast apparently thinks it is, and pushes. It catches Harkin first, and then Bob, and then Pepper, and it pushes them far enough where they're within 5 or 10 feet of the tree, and B is able to start reaching out. He grabs Pepper first, and he's pulling her up. As we jump back to the boat, which catches itself, it goes forward as the tidal wave continues to descend, and I want everybody to make either dexterity saving throws or acrobatics checks. I think either one would be okay.
$22.
Valen, you're muted.
18 dex save throw.
Dirty 20.
You're all holding on for dear life as this wave just rushes over the wall of the city. It rushes just out into the ocean, and you keep going for a good bit of time before eventually this thing lets off steam and your boat just falls it back into the ocean and then continues forward. As you then realize there's nobody at the helm. Or maybe somebody goes to take the helm in the time frame where you realize, oh shit, this actually turned out fine.
I'll face step, go to the helm. That's my last face step, and I'm gonna yell out. We gotta turn around. We gotta get our people. And I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on Arlo, and then I'm gonna use my action to steer the ship back to where the Azure compass was.
Use an give me an athletics.
Damn it, athletics.
The ship is roaring. You are going fast.
9. I'm like, I rolled a 9.
You're going in a straight line, so the wheel isn't like going out of control. But as you go to grab it and twist, you do manage to start turning the ship, but you're not able to just grab it and like start spinning it to turn that rudder and then like kind of whip it. It ain't happening.
I need help.
I'll go and help him.
Arlo, Gray will rush over and grab the bottom of the wheel as well. So it's gonna be 2. Well, it's just gonna be 2 athletics. Or actually, Arlo, why don't you roll with advantage with Gray helping you?
And you also have Bardic Inspiration.
What is the Bardic Inspiration?
1d8.
Okay. 23.
Nice. So, Valen, you're pulling on it. You yell out, "I need help!" Gray runs over. He grabs the bottom of the wheel. Arlo runs up, grabs the top. He pushes. Gray pulls. You're pushing, and the wheel. You feel it give, and you all push down as the ship just almost kind of like it almost goes like on its axis as it starts to turn so abruptly and rapidly as you start to like swerve. You're like Tokyo drifting this boat as you manage to turn very quickly and kind of steer back towards Goldshore. And Soleil, you would be able to probably, they're in the distance, but they're not so far that you wouldn't be able to see that the boat is turning around very quickly back towards the town.
I'm guessing we're probably not
Nervous.
close enough to see like the different creatures or like.
I don't think that you guys in the wave and all that chaos would yet be aware of that part of the situation.
Okay.
So Soleil, you see that happen. You have like come over here. B has collected Pepper, Bob, and Harkin and kind of pulled them up onto the tree. They are unconscious. B is okay. Whether or not they're alive without inspecting them is a whole nother question. And you do not yet see Violetta or Jet. To your left, in the time that this has everything that's happened with the ship and everything, the Dawnhammer has gotten closer, and the Kraken is now like out of the water on its front legs or its front arms, and it's like kind of pushed up so that the bottom half of it looks like it's maybe still in the harbor. You can see the black shadow of the bottom form kind of spreading out as this more like humanoid top torso is pulled up out, and it's kind of looking around as it kind of sees the Dawnhammer, and it kind of roars back. That electric kind of carries up, and it shoots a beam towards the Dawnhammer. It looks like it's going to hit, and just as it gets within about 20 feet of the Dawnhammer, it like looks like it like refracts, and there is like a blue shimmer around the boat as that beam kind of bounces off, goes up into the sky, and you actually see where it shoots up into the sky through a cloud and leaves like a big hole as that beam just like kind of continues up into nothingness, as it like, then roars at the Dawnhammer and begins like one hand after the other pulling itself in that direction.
And the Dawnhammer is Jax's brother's ship?
Yeah.
Jax, I think we need to go the other way.
Are you talking about towards the Kraken or where?
Yeah, I think we need to. I think we've done what we can. I don't know what else we can do over here, but the Kraken is going towards your brother's ship. I think we need to go that way.
Fuck. Okay. Is like our ship coming over there too? Where are they going?
I don't know. They seem like they're coming our way. I don't know why they're coming this way, but I think the Kraken is a bigger problem.
Shit.
It might go after your brother. I don't.
Okay, I saw you got them over to safety. I mean, it looks like they're safe right now.
I saved as many as I could. I don't know what else we can do.
Okay, if they're safe, then I feel like we should go over and help them. If we
Okay.
can give them a message too on our boat to maybe come with us or something, we can talk to them too.
I can do like Morse code blinking. Do you think they'll see me blinking? I don't know what else to do.
Puck says, "I'll go tell him." And you feel his little gecko hands come off of your head, and you hear his little fluttering wings.
Oh, okay. Puck's got it. God, he's just the best. All right, so we're gonna fly towards the Kraken, and I'm gonna use my wand of lightning, and I'm gonna cast lightning on the Kraken.
At 9th level?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm not wasting any time. This is a freaking Kraken, man.
Right.
9th level lightning. Yeah, let's
He's
go.
definitely don't attack us.
Wand of lightning bolts. What's the DC for that? Like a 15 or something, probably.
It's a 7. Well, it's mine, right?
It may or may not be. Let me
check.
Wand of lightning bolt. Let's see.
DC, you're right.
It's
15.
A 15.
Yep.
He failed. He got a 14.
Okay. Okay. We just cast a casual 9th level lightning bolt.
So that is blah, 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 blah. So that's 6 more. So it's 14 d6.
I don't even know how to do that. Okay, one sec. Okay.
Is that right, Troy?
I believe, right? It's 8 d6 plus
lightning bolt's 3rd level. You do 8
6
d6
more levels.
at 3rd.
So when you cast this level, when you cast this spell, 4th level or higher, you add a 1d6 for each slot above the 3rd. So it's 6d6 plus the 8d6, so it's 14d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole lot of them.
6.
You're doing that on D&D Beyond. Oh god, your screen's gonna go so slow.
Blah, 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 blah.
Give me one sec.
It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna take a while to calculate.
It's so many dice. 50 damage.
Woo!
You point the wand down as you fly above the Kraken. As the wand cracks to life, like a runic circle kind of opens in front of you. You're invisible. The broom probably isn't. So it's just like broom in the air, and then a runic circle opens up, and then another one, 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 and then one more. I believe that would be all of them. As this huge ring of magic energy kind of expands from the wand, and you feel this kickback as the runes break, and this just blue beam hits the Kraken. It kind of pushes it down. You see a gigantic splash as it kind of roars out, and it turns and lumbers up, and it looks in your direction. And the only thing it sees is a fucking broom.
I forgot we were invisible. That's awesome. Yeah.
Jax, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I mean, since she shot the lightning bolt, I'm assuming that it's also in the range I can shoot it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna shoot 2 sharpshooter shots at it. I mean, it might have high armor, but I feel like it's not mobile.
No, it's gigantic.
Yeah. Oh, hold up, my phone's blocking one of them.
You don't want to know how much HP it has, but you know.
So I rolled a 19 and I rolled a 17.
No, they don't hit.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, you literally you hit it, but this it's a little blue. You shoot a fucking gun and it hits, but it just doesn't. It doesn't give a shit. It just you don't. It doesn't care. There's no way you missed it. But
Yeah.
its skin is so thick. There's the layer of mucus and it just it probably didn't even get through that. It's probably this thing is so big it probably has a 1 foot thick layer of just grime across it. As you see the 2 bullets hit, but you don't feel it actually did anything to the massive creature. As the boat begins to turn around, the sailors that you did manage to get on board, it's probably about 14 from the help of Venli's mage hand, they begin running around. They begin taking up various duties to help make sure the ship is efficient as you begin moving back towards Goldshore. When you're moving to Gold Shore, you get into Gold Shore. It's a pretty calm day, so the ship isn't like once the energy of the tidal wave kind of wears off, and now you're sailing into the current the tidal wave left in its wake. You do slow down pretty considerably, but you still have a little bit of, you're still moving at regular speed, but you're not kicking it like you were a moment ago. As you're moving in to Gold Shore, what is like your first, what is your order of priorities?
I think we want to get Bebop, Violetta, and them on the ship. I think that's our first priority. We don't have vision to see that they took that lightning bolt shot, right?
No, you would see that.
Well, we would just see like a lightning bolt arc, but we wouldn't.
The whole spell probably took like 3 or 4 seconds, as like you would see like a blue light appear, and then very rapidly a bunch more blue lights appear as this like gigantic spell circle like appears in the sky, as then it all shatters and a massive lightning bolt erupts.
Okay.
And I think the crack of that lightning bolt would have been massive.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Sending to Soleil again. Last third level slot. Do you know the? I'm sorry. Like my accent is like off today.
It's too stressful, man. It's too stressful.
I'm like I can't think. Soleil. Where's B and Bob? Where's Violetta? We got the ship. We're riding. We're headed right towards you. Where are they? You're muted.
Some of them are safe. I don't know where Violetta is. I haven't seen her. I shot a big lightning bolt. I don't know if it was a good idea. We're going towards the Kraken.
Guys, Soleil in the broom shot a huge ass fucking lightning bolt at the Kraken. So what do you guys want to do? I think we should head over and try to get Bob, Violetta, anybody that we can, and try to get them back on the ship.
Oh, wait, is it on the way?
There is no on the way. Like we got to navigate this ship in between these buildings.
I get that, but like, I don't. This is Caitlin, who is like mentally trying to figure out where everything is.
You guys are in the ocean outside of Gold Shore, approaching Gold Shore.
Okay.
The tip top of the wall is still mostly there. There are segments of the wall that didn't withstand the tidal wave and were blown out. And there is probably about 10. There is enough water where your ship can effectively sail just in the town. The top of that wall is still exposed. As you guys are approaching it, I'm going to make you do some rolls to make sure that you are able to actually not crash into the wall. But you're not quite there yet. Give me perception checks on the boat. Boat people. The boat folk.
Nat 20, baby. Let's go.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
7.
Fuck yeah, dude. 7. That's a good number.
14.
Particularly Valen. You see a figure on the wall, and you now, as you're coming back to town, things have, I mean, saying they're calm is like maybe not quite right, but they're calming down here. The water's like, you're sailing again. You're on your boat. This is great. There are like black figures that are clambering up the wall, and Zoros. This fucking wave, you were just like walking down the street when a wave hit you, and you just, kind of, as it left, you just kind of found yourself atop this wall. And then out of the water, these black aquatic, sort of shark-like, tentacled creatures begin to like assail you, and you're atop this wall, just having the time of your life, ripping through creature after creature after creature. Because at this point, everything else is just water. I don't know how you feel about water. I'm not sure about your character's, propensity for liquid. I feel like it could go either way, given the species. But you were just kind of running along this wall, ripping and tearing through this like flesh. I mean, like I said, having the time of your life. As you see a boat, it's probably about 60 or so feet away, and it looks like it's aiming to go in between a break point in the wall. You're probably about 45 or so feet away, and there's probably about 2 of these creatures between you and that break point in the wall. You guys see, what do they see, Voros? I said Zoros, I'm sorry, Voros.
No, you're good. So what you see is a fully decked out armor wearing from head to toe. Well, minus the head, because it's kind of hard to put a lion's head in a helmet. He has this orange tiger-like. It's kind of like a mixture between. He has the aspects of a lion, but the color scheme of a tiger minus the stripes. Just the slight orange, but upon parts of it at closer looks, those with really good perception, notice parts of his fur is slightly darker, not orange, more reddish, turning more rust looking. And parts of his armor are also kind of like there's some rust areas. You don't know if it's rust or something else, but he is having a blast going through these sea creatures. He notices the ship, sees the 2 in front of him, and will take 2 steps before quickly running through both of them with his blade. And when he hits both of them, they start to bleed between nose and eyes.
No, they're not playing. Tom's got so excited. You wish, Tom.
I do.
You just got so happy.
I did.
They don't die immediately, but then he turns around, gives one good. I mean, you out of the chaos, you can hear this roar, clear as day, and their bodies just like their eyes start to bleed out of the ears, nose, and they like start to shake convulsively, and they just drop dead right in front of them.
I need everybody on the boat. Actually, Valen, I need you to give me a dexterity check. Or actually, everybody who's steering the boat, if it's still 3 people steering the boat, I don't think it needs to be 3 people, but it could be. Whoever's steering the boat needs to give me an athletics check.
I rolled a 2.
God damn it, you man. Gray and Arlo, you're going to need to save the day again.
Yep.
There's noodle arms over here.
I'm just a bird. I'm a real boy.
What'd you get, Arlo?
16.
Valen, you're trying to pull the wheel. You're going straight at the wall, like straight towards this line man. You're trying to pull it to the left to go through the hole. It's probably about 20 feet wide, which is big enough to get the ship through. Barely. Like you're going to have to hit it dead in the middle to slip through this thing, and you might catch a little bit of wall if you don't do it just right. As Arlo pulls the wheel with you, the ship turns and begins kind of going in that direction as you move, and the front of the ship gets to about the front of the wall. Voros, you run forward, you skewer one of these creatures, you kind of lift him up, turn the sword, bring it down, and kind of scoop the second one so they're like both on the sword. You raise them up to your face, and you let this massive war at these 2 creatures that are skewered to the thing. as they kind of like at first they go to like kind of challenge you, but then they begin to lock and begin to shake as you then start running forward after they have died, convulsed, and fallen. You start rushing forward towards the gap in the wall. As you're running, those two things are still skewered. You throw the sword to the side so that they both slip off and fall into the water, and then you begin like completely just kind of hauling ass towards the break in the wall. As the boat hits that part in the wall, you're gonna have to turn. As you're like coming in on an angle, you're gonna have to rapidly turn it to the right to try to turn the back of the ship to slip through without causing any damage to the boat. I'll need the same thing. Either, I guess at this point, I think Valen and Gray are helping Arlo. So I'm going to have Arlo roll with advantage and a plus whatever Valen's bonus is to his roll. That'll be strength, proficient, whatever you have for that. If you have one. Do you have one? You're muted.
What do you need? Like strength or?
Yeah. What's your strength
Athletic?
bonus?
My strength bonus is
For your,
negative.
what's your
Negative.
athletics bonus?
Athletics bonus is +2.
Okay, so then Arlo, you roll with advantage and a +2 on top of your bonuses for athletics.
21.
All three of you together let out this yell. You crank the wheel to the right hard enough that the ship, you feel you hit a little bit against the wall, but the ship like kind of bounces off and then goes straight as everybody kind of rocks. And then you slip through that wall into the town. Voros, as the ship hits the back of that wall and it goes straight and it starts sliding through, what do you do? You're rushing towards it. It's probably about 10 feet away as you're in this sprint.
Okay, he would have his shield and sword in one arm gripping the blade, regardless if it cuts him. He doesn't give a fuck. And dead sprint to leap to the center mass of it. Not the not the like sails, but the actual like wooden beam. And he's going to use his other hand and his claws to get purchase on there and pull himself into it.
Give me an athletics check. I think the description of that sounds to me like it warrants an athletics and an acrobatics.
Okay, I'm not bad at either one of those. Athletics is a natural 20 for 27.
What? That's your first roll, buddy?
Yeah.
Silvery
Acro-
bar. No, I'm just kidding.
Acro is 17.
You guys can see this orange-furred lion man who has just skewered these two creatures, roared them, threw them to the side, comes rushing. He throws his sword over in his other hand, so he's like running full sprint. He jumps. In order to clear from the wall to the top of the ship to the mast, he has to probably jump like 20 feet into the air, and he just jumps off this wall with such force that like you cave in the wooden wall that you were jumping off of, and like a portion of that just kind of falls in as the foundation of that wall has been all fucked up by the tidal wave. And actually, as you're like leaping through the air, anybody watching would see that the rest of the wall begins to just kind of cave in behind him from the force of him ripping up into the sky. As he jumps up, you completely clear, you dig your claws into that mast, and you kind of like spin around it as your claws like just kind of rip a portion of wood away, and you spin around the side, down, and then just land on your feet on the boat. As the boat then...
All on deck and everywhere?
Huh?
Who's all on deck and where are they at?
I think Venley is on... She's probably actually, unless something has changed, she is above you, like where she's like on top of the mast. Probably at this point, maybe sitting or holding onto it. And then everybody else that is a character and not just an NPC, everybody is at the wheel, I believe. Except for Hatanabe, who is tucked into a barrel and has yet to have come out.
There's a fucking lion on our deck.
Oh my gosh, you should have seen him jump!
State your name and purpose, sir.
Gray looks up and he says, Valen, that is very rude. He is a Leonin. He's not a lion. That is an animal. This is a man.
You're right, Gray. I apologize. There's a Leonin on our ship.
So I'm seeing
That's better. Thank you.
I'm seeing like what 6 people at the wheel helm just holding on for dear life.
There's 3 people at the helm, and then there's a bunch of sailors, like just kind of nameless, just dudes that are like running around, trying to be useful as best they can.
Okay. Just quick glance. Is there anything if we weren't surfing a ship right now, and we were on open water, is there anything that he would notice right away that needs to be done to catch purchase of wind or to actually like sail this thing, try to physically steer this on this wave? Besides
Insight?
just holding on for dear life. Insight?
I think so. It could just be, or it could possibly be survival. I think it would be insight or survival.
They're the same, and that is 23.
So you take a quick purchase of the deck. You see everything that is going on. Oh, hello. I froze. What's happening? Okay, I'm back. You obviously can see immediately that there is probably like a little bit of damage to the masts, but not. It's mostly superficial. Some of the bindings might be a little loose, and there might be like some portion of the canvas that is like kind of a little. It's not quite as taut as it could be. I think that probably the mast might be like a little bit off kilter. Like it might be slightly from the force, even though it managed to stay. It probably did kind of like do a slight turn. But besides that, the back mast is a little bit off kilter. It's like kind of got like a leftward purchase. Besides that, everything seems to be pretty okay. Now, what isn't okay, as you take that assessment, you look around and you see that there are probably about a dozen or 2 dozen dark figures that you can see beyond the ship that are kind of encircling the ship. And that's not even to speak of any dark figures that might be like directly under the ship or next to the ship that you can't immediately see. And you can see that many of these dark figures that are beneath the water that are encircling, some of them dart from that sort of predator circle to the ship. You don't see any immediately that are like, you don't see a claw come up on deck and pull itself up. But I would say that your battle instincts are telling you that like imminently creatures are going to start trying to kill you.
About to get boarded. He does not answer the stranger who yelled out to him. He just yells out a command stating, "We're about to be boarded. Enjoy the fight if you survive." And he takes the sword that he's been holding in with his shield, and he gets ready. He stands dead center of the ship, looking at both his left, right, waiting for one of those dark, shadowy figures to appear, and he is going to attack it.
You hold that action. Soleil, Jax. Lightning bolt. You shot the Kraken. It turns back. It doesn't really see you. So as it's turned to look at you, you hear a massive crack, and you see that that Dawn's hammer has shot that front cannon. And just a beam of energy comes. It strikes the Kraken on the side. It kind of falls to the side a little bit. It catches itself, and it turns to face the ship, where it lurches back, and it shoots another beam that hits that blue shield that seems to be, there's some sort of magical protection around the ship, which refracts off and goes flying into the sky again, piercing through the clouds, leaving this like massive empty space in a cloud. As this time the shield on the Dawn Hammer cracks a bit, as then the Kraken begins to pull itself in the direction of the Dawn's Hammer. What do you guys do?
Okay. I doubt this will work, so I'll ask. Given my knowledge and understanding of the heart tree, if I were to cast plant growth, would it do anything in the middle of the ocean, or would it not, just because there's simply so much water? Like if I was trying to call upon the heart tree to try to like do something with its roots, would it have any effect in the water?
Let me see. Let's see.
If not, I might have something else.
I do not think that the water is too high. I don't think that anything that could happen here would be able to have the desired effect. I think.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. So speak with animals. I'm able to speak with beasts.
Okay.
Can I speak with the kraken? Is it a beast?
It is not. This creature, I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
Not a beast, though. Not a beast.
Okay, no problem. Plan C. I would like to conjure animals.
Okay.
Wait. I already have the two elementals up, right? So I can tell them to do something?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell them to abandon their current, like, stop protecting the ships, go straight for the Kraken.
Okay.
Attack the Kraken.
Okay. They're far away because they were like on the other side of the harbor, but they do take it and they're going to make that
Okay.
their next goal.
Okay. Jax, I sent the two elementals to the Kraken. I don't know what you can do, but I'm gonna try to distract the Kraken so it doesn't attack the town even worse.
It seems like it's turned all of its attention towards the ship anyway, but I'm going to continue shooting at it. Hopefully I can make some progress on it. And yeah, Jack's going to shoot 2 shots. I'm not going to do sharpshooter this time. I kind of learned my lesson. First one is a 20. The next one is a 27. Could you hear me?
Those both, yes, I heard you. Sorry, I was reading something. You both of those do hit.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do. It does 37 damage
in total.
Yeah, and actually, hold up. I'm gonna do for one of them. I'm gonna use a branding smite, so I'm gonna use 2d6.
Okay.
And that'll be one of my second level spells, and that's 7 extra damage. So that would be. Wow, I can't do math. 44.
As you shoot, you definitely hit this time, and you can like actually see where like your bullet kind of like where it kind of pierces the flesh a little bit, but you do feel like your shots aren't doing as much damage as they would to a lesser creature. It's not that this creature is necessarily resisting the damage; it's that the sheer size and scope and density of its flesh means that it has like some natural. It just ignores a portion of damage dealt to it.
Gotcha.
I won't tell you how much damage you did do. You did do damage, but you feel like your shots, these more mundane, this little weapon, doesn't have the same effect that it would on something that is of a more acceptable scale.
Gotcha.
Did Puck make his way to the boat?
You don't know, but he did leave you.
Okay.
As the ship then sails like into town, and you are now probably about 60 feet past the wall, moving through the town. There are like people in the water, and there are a bunch of these figures that are all like around the boat. As you say, prepare to be boarded. A few seconds after that, about 8 of these creatures, 5 on the right side, which is the farthest side from you, Voros, and 3 on your side, all like at once, just like very rapidly kind of slither over the top. They are like snake-like. They have like a snake-like body, but then their heads are sort of shark-like, and they have like finned faces, like sort of like a fin, like a lion's mane, but like fins. And as they come over, they just immediately go on the attack. They're going to go to like the nearest person. In this case, on the right side, several sailors immediately get just like torn apart, tossed into the water. Voros, do an attack action. Actually, as many as you can. 2 of them come, and they're going to... The 3 that come over on your side just kind of like rush you.
All right, so 2 attacks. First one is 24.
Hits.
And the second one is 26.
Hits.
All right. So new damage die. Who dis? Where's it at? There it is. Okay.
Oh, 77 chats? Jesus Christ.
They've been talking a lot. Okay. Well, on one of those, I am going to give my... Right. Creature you can cause its action. Yeah, so I'm going to give myself advantage from a... with a precision strike on one of those attacks.
Okay.
So, both hit, but I'm just trying to get it critical, really. Well, go through this thing. Oh, fuck. Only if I was a champion fighter. It's even more. It's a 28. No, 27. So both hit.
Or Dark Crystal Fighter.
Yeah. How dare
They-
you?
Because they get a critical on 19.
I have not enough d8s in this world for this character.
While he's rolling, Venli, you're up. You're kind of raised. Give me a perception check.
Okay, let's not.
Let's see how this goes.
9.
Oh, God damn it! Break inspiration.
It's my bonus action.
I let it. I do Baldur's Gate rules.
Okay, yeah. Reaction 1d8.
Okay. 16.
There we go. You see, probably about 60 feet ahead of you, Captain Jet, who is walking on water. He has Violetta over one of his shoulders, and he is just walking kind of like all over the place towards the boat.
$40 points of damage.
You one rushes up. You like immediately slash up as it like is charging at you. You vivisect through it, and the 2 parts kind of fall in half, like falling around you and past you. As bring the sword up, you bring it back down at the second one, who gets like cut real deep into the chest area, deep enough that it immediately dies and like goes to fall to the side. As you pluck the sword back out, as that next one continues to rush at you. And it got a it's a 18
Miss.
18. Both miss.
Both miss.
So
AC's 20.
Rushes forward, first attacks the claw as it comes rushing up. It goes to slash. You bounce it off with the shield, and then it goes to bite, and you bring the sword up, and it catches the sword, bites down, kind of does a little tug of war with you, lets go, and then it kind of coils back, like being ready to strike again. The rest of you guys are at the helm. Venley, you've just seen Jet. What is everybody do? There are 5 of the creatures on deck that are now kind of spreading out, preparing as like I said, they immediately came on board, immediately ripped through 2 people. I think 3 of them are probably going towards the front of the ship, where there's some sailors that have kind of moved away from the monsters that have appeared, and then I think 2 of them are rushing up towards the helm.
I'm going to call out to one of the sailors that might be close by and ask them to get a hold of the helm. And
one of them, I would say there's at least one. There's probably 3 or 4 sailors up here in this vicinity who rushed over. They grabbed the helm. At this point, it's just really keeping it in a straight line. So it's not, as Gray and Arlo then freed. Gray is going to jump over the front down into kind of the middle of the ship, right in front of the cabin's quarters, and he will release he's just going to use a firebolt cantrip. He hits one of them, probably. He does, and he does. Nice.
I'm loving it.
That's 17 points of fire damage as he hits one of them, and it kind of gets knocked to the side. It bounces into the rail, and it kind of falls to the side. It looks like it's still kind of alive as it is now rising back up, sort of dazed from that damage. That's what Gray's going to do.
I'm gonna, since I already used the wind blade, I'm gonna try to use it again, but it doesn't work. And I'm just gonna ready the buckler. I'm still using the hilt, and I'm gonna rush towards the nearest shadow and make a melee attack.
There's one behind that, the one you're rushing at, that Gray just hit. That was in a full dash, but then got interrupted. And this one managed to kind of pull ahead. And this one's at the bottom of the stairs going up to where the helm of the ship is. As you rush down the stairs, you do not do what I know you're talking about. You continue to use the wind blade as you go to strike this creature. Go ahead.
Fuck. Roll the 12.
Plus, or that the bone, that's everything.
That was everything.
You rush forward, you go to strike the creature, it kind of ducks below this rapid movement as it then kind of comes up and coils around the side, ready to strike down. It's not going to do it right now. Arlo and Venley, what do you guys do?
I'm going to jump down to whatever the nearest one in front of me is.
You jump down. There's one immediately to the left, which is the one that Valen is fighting, and then beyond that, there's a second one that Gray just hit, and that is sort of disoriented. The biggest threat is the one that's on Valen. It's also the closest as you rush that way.
As I'm running towards it, am I 20 feet away from it?
If you could position yourself where you would be 20 feet away, you'd have enough movement to do that.
And can I position myself to if I head first charge him, to push him back off the boat for the time being?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's a DC of 14, I think. Let's see.
It failed. Got a 5.
Oh, nice. Okay. 1 second. That's 9 points of blunt damage, and I guess if they get knocked in the water, they're not prone, right?
You go ahead and you hit it. You hear its shoulder crack, and it kind of screeches as it flies away, and you see it go into the water. Oh shit! I'm gonna sneeze. Woo! God damn! And it disappears below.
Triton, bless you.
Ah, God! As it disappears below the water, and you see its form disappear. The one that was disoriented by Gray is now probably about 10 feet in front of you.
Okay, and then I will shoot twice at the one in front of.
Okay.
That
Do the
one.
first shot first. Don't use the second shot quite yet.
Okay, the first one is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
It's 12 points of piercing damage.
You shoot down at that one. You hit it in the back of the head as it falls dead. There is another one that's probably about 15 feet behind him, rushing towards the back of the ship. And then there's several. There's 3 that are going towards the back of the ship that are probably all within 5 or 10 feet of each other. You could shoot any of them. And then there's also the one on the other side of the ship that the lion man that just appeared is currently in a melee with that you could also shoot at.
So I have 25 feet of movement left. Am I close enough to get up front with any of them?
Yeah, you could get in range of one of the ones, the one in the back on the left side of the ship that's moving
Okay.
towards. You could get in melee with one of those. You couldn't get in the melee with the one that Veros is fighting. It's too far away.
All right, then I'm going to shoot the one that I can't get in the melee range with and then run into the melee range of the other one.
Okay, so you're going to shoot the one that Veros is fighting.
Correct.
All right, go for it.
Oh, God. That was a crit fail.
God diggity darn it.
Well, okay,
You-
we'll just try to hit the other guys.
You go to shoot, that gun jams. You're like, oh, fuck. You pull the trigger, nothing happens. As in you rush 25 feet ahead to get just behind one of these creatures.
And then I rolled a 16 and a 15 to hit.
God damn. Okay. You have a lot of stuff you're doing.
They both hit. This is my bonus.
Those 2 hit, yeah.
And that is 5. 15 points of blunt damage.
You run up behind this one, you grab it by like the shoulder, squeeze incredibly tightly, and you kind of feel some like the flesh give, bone break as you then pull it forward so that it's like it's on an angle and like below you as you raise your other arm up and just kind of punch down into it. You feel the jaw kind of give as you kind of punch through. You let go. Creature is dead.
And that's all.
Venley,
Yes.
do you do anything?
Yeah, I do something.
Just check.
First, I'm gonna shout out, "Oh my God, Captain Jet's looking on water with Violetta!" So everybody knows. And then, okay, so I know there are some on the ship. Are there any of these? Do we see any of these shadow creatures in the water around the ship?
Yeah, you see a ton.
Okay. Is there an area that seems like mostly like where they're most densely
Concentrated.
grew? Yeah.
They're circling the ship, but they're it's like practically a stream of them. If you had a spell that had an AoE,
Cool.
you'd be able to hit probably within like it depends how big the spell is. I'll tell you how many you could hit at any given.
Okay, it's 10 foot.
You'd probably be able to in a 10-foot sphere or a 10-foot square. Probably a sphere, right?
Hold, please. Where is it? 10 foot. So I want to jump in the water, dive in. I want to cast Thunderstep. Is what I want to do.
So you run, you get up, you run along the side of the mast you're on until you get to like the edge of the ship. You jump off into the water.
Yes. Before I do that, can I summon one of my tentacles down here and like
Yeah.
have it stay here to attack them in the water?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I want to do that. I don't know that the other one is still up, so I want to do
It is.
the
It is up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to drop that one cuz I want to summon the bigger one down here. Also, I want it to increase my spell DC.
Okay.
Is
What's
there a way to
your
do
D-
that? What?
What's your DC for that? Because I just rolled all of them.
It'll be 15 now.
All of them did actually fail.
Sweet.
In that sphere, you get 6. and they
Okay,
all
okay.
failed.
Okay. So
As you bring up a
then-
tentacle, and there's still a tentacle on board that can probably get in range of. He was kind of center of the ship, so I think he has enough movement to probably hit either the one that Vorus is fighting or the one that's still remaining alive towards the front of the boat.
Okay. So is that then I can do 2 tentacles
Yeah,
attacks?
it sounds like you can. Yeah. Well, you can do.
Okay.
So, how much damage
One.
did you do for the thunder step?
Oh, I haven't rolled that yet. I wasn't sure which one I should do first. I can roll that first.
Do that first. Yeah.
And see. Okay. That's. Math is fun. Hold, please. I'm just gonna. Um, 16 points of damage.
As you land in the water and you cast Thunder Step, you kind of land in the water, and then like as your foot touches, you start to break through. You cast it, and then there's like that crack as the water kind of bursts around you, where there's like this negative space, and you can see the creatures that were a moment ago swimming that are now kind of floating in air in this like millisecond of time before you then vanish. And I'm assuming you teleport yourself back onto the ship.
Yeah.
As you begin to vanish, you see the wave of energy that you created and that burst of sound rip through all 6 of them as they just get completely, like, essentially just deleted from existence. You see their forms just kind of like crunched beneath the immense pressure that you've created, and they just kind of depressurize and kind of pop. As then you disappear, you go back on ship, and the water kind of fills back in that empty void that you created. And then you can do your 2 tentacles.
Okay. I rolled like crap. What's my bonus? One is a 15, and then the other is a 10.
They actually, the 10 does not hit, but the 15 did. That's the first. The first was that the big guy.
Yeah. It's the daddy tentacle. And that is 10 points of damage.
Vorus is this one bites on it, lets go your blade, and it kind of goes to coil back, preparing to like strike again, taking sort of a defensive position where like you kind of have to lash out at it. This massive tentacle kind of comes from overhead, coils down around the creature in front of you. The tentacle compresses, and then it kind of just like whips, and the creature just disappears, and it just gets launched off the ship, just kind of into the sky, disappears. You eventually would see it maybe splash off in the distance. Soleil and Jax, the Kraken, now back at the top of the round, begins to move in the direction of your brother's ship. After the Dawn Hammer cracked and the boat led this massive, the rock of that cannon that fired off, you can see there is like this sort of space left on the Kraken's shoulder that is got this like kind of gold mark, kind of like towards where the collarbone would be on a humanoid. That is sort of this like singed space of like golden energy, this like marking that has been left behind. Give me, I want, let me think. I want both of you to give me perception checks, I believe. Is what I'm looking for here. And I actually think what's about to happen, I think everybody can give me perception checks, perhaps.
I got a 15.
23.
God damn, Soleil. Every time.
I'll give her
It was
guidance.
a 16 plus 7.
I rolled a natural 20.
Woo! I got a +2, so Sully got a 25.
I wish I could have used that on an attack, but
I got
15, natural 20, 13. Hey, that's like really good.
18.
The ship fired that shot, hit the Kraken. The Kraken is now paying attention to the boat after, you you guys have unleashed what you can on it. That's the main threat. It's moving across the land now, and it's probably close enough. It's on this round. It is probably going to move and into the harbor and start swimming towards the boat. As it's moving across the harbor, all of you feel the ocean itself begins to all of a sudden, like, there's this like dissonance across. I'm going to go with Valen here because he has that natural 20, so I'm going to give him the peak description. You feel this like very uneasy feeling for like a split second. It feels like this immense pressure washes over you for literally a fraction of a second. Like for just a brief moment, like the whole entire ocean, like this just immense pressure pushes down on you, and then it's gone. There's like, it just kind of washes over you, almost like this like wave of force from somewhere that you kind of feel hit you. You suddenly feel like incredibly sick. You almost have this sense, I could say that maybe you could interpret it as fear or just as confusion, but this incredible amount of power washes over you. And then after that has happened, the ocean itself, like there is this current from the tidal wave that is pushing out to sea, past the wall, past the city. That suddenly stops, and the whole ocean begins to ripple, where there are like little water droplets, where like the whole ocean is just like in this chaotic churn. And as the Kraken is moving forward, that it seems to also feel that, and it stops, and it gets kind of confused. And instead of continuing to rush forward, it lurches again, and it shoots another beam of lightning at the ship that hits that shield, bounces off the side. And now that shield has like cracked like spider webs across it, and it looks like one more of those, and that's going to go down, disperse. The rest of you guys who didn't get that nat 20, I would say maybe Soleil, you feel that wave of pressure as well. Everybody else, you don't really necessarily. It's so fast, it's almost imperceivable. Everybody else besides Soleil, you feel that wave of pressure as well. The rest of you just notice that suddenly, just the ocean is acting weird. Like the water was rushing away from town, and then all of a sudden that kind of stops, and it's just in this chaotic, like the water's just going up and down. Like instead of going in any one direction, it's just moving really quickly up and down over like these water droplets going in and out, in and out. There's little teeny tiny waves all over. It's incredibly, probably bad for the ship, I would imagine, as well.
Mm-hmm. Can I yell something out?
Sure.
Stand by. I think we got another creature in the water.
And Jax didn't feel that. Valen was the one who felt it, right? And then I was the only one on the broom that felt it.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, I guess you wouldn't know that Jax felt that without asking him.
Yeah,
you would have felt it, but it was so fast. Like I said, it might have just felt like this incredible, like your stomach dropping, but like times 100. It could have made you feel like sick, fearful, confused, disoriented, and then it's gone, and everything's like normal again, and then the ocean starts acting funny.
Okay.
There wasn't any perceivable noise or anything.
Okay. Jax, I don't feel so good. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. I don't know which direction we go.
I mean, the sea is also acting a little funny too. I don't really know what's going on. I mean, I could still fire some shots from here. We could stay in this area just maybe to wait to see what's going on, but I don't know. What are you feeling right now, Soleil? You look a little like sick or something.
Yeah, I don't feel so good, and I don't know if Valen can like talk to me again. I know he can only do that a couple of times, so I don't know if he could like tell me if they're in trouble. I don't know if Puck. I know Puck went over there. I feel like he would tell me if there was something really bad happening over there, but I'm kind of worried about our friends now. It just doesn't feel right, you know?
No, I get that. I'm just also like, it really depends, because I mean, one more shot from the Kraken and that ship's going down too. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to your judgment right now. I'm not a really big fan of my brother anyway, but
I mean,
I will say he's probably the best chance of taking this thing out.
brother, man. Like, I don't like. You know, do you want to stay and try to fight for him, or should we go to our party? I don't. You know, I don't want to like leave your brother. If you want to stay.
The only reason why I'd want to stay is just because if their ship goes down, I feel like they're the best shot at helping us defeat this thing. But I mean, I feel like my brother would do the same thing if it was for his crew. So I don't really feel too bad about like if we did leave. But I don't know. It looks like one more shot and their ship's going down. So a part of me wants to stay until we find out more information. But you're the one who says you're feeling weird. And last time we trusted your gut, we ended up fighting a bone mommy that was trying to take over the world. So I trust your judgment.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel really good, and I'm really worried about Venli, and I feel like we should go.
Okay, we can start going back.
Okay, we fly. I will use all of my flight speed to get us
I'm
there.
gonna shoot at
You
the
start flying
Kraken though
back
again.
across the harbor. It's going to take one more round of your total flight speed to reach. On the boat, you clear out the creatures. I think I might have just disconnected.
Wait, can I shoot the Kraken one more time? Or
No, I
guess you
didn't.
can't hear me.
I might be disconnecting.
You froze, but we could still hear you.
My Wi-Fi dropped for some reason.
Yeah, we got a little message. but that was it.
I'll just keep rolling for now.
Keep rolling. What?
The creatures encircling the ship, they begin to act aggressive. I mean, maybe saying they act strange is maybe not quite right, but as the ocean becomes turbulent, all of them kind of at once start rushing the ship, and they begin clambering up the sides as probably somewhere between 20 and 30 of these creatures start to board onto the deck. I would say that there are probably like 5 on each side that immediately get on top, and then 10 that are like still kind of climbing up, like they're probably towards the handrails. I'm going to say that 3 will attack Voros. 2 of them kind of rush back past him towards the front of the ship to begin like kind of attacking some sailors. I think one of them probably gets grabbed by 2 of them as they kind of like pull him in half and then like just kind of chuck him out into the water. They're going to make 6 attacks. The 6 of them that rush you, Zoros, will just attack you. What's your AC? You got 20? 21?
20. But it can be higher.
So of the first 2 that attack you, one of them got a 24. Can you go above 24?
I can.
If you want to, you would avoid all of them.
Yeah, he'll use his reaction for shield.
Oh, you have shield?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
What?
So, like, at all these attacks that happen on him, he just, like, it looks like he's effortlessly blocking each and every single one of them.
As these 3, like, they begin to assail you, like, one of them comes at you with a claw, like, maybe, like, 2 at once kind of come to claw. You go shield, sword, and then one in the middle kind of goes to bite. And it, like, it looks like it's going to hit, but it kind of bounces back. It looks confused. You push those 2 off as that one goes to claw. You kind of take a step back as it kind of slashes past. The other 2 go to bite, and then you put, like, your shield in one of their mouth, and you kind of, like, put your hand underneath the chin of the other one so that the head kind of rises up and it kind of just snaps at air. As 2 of them are going to attack Arlo, 2 of them are going to attack Valen. Venli, when you teleported, did you teleport back up onto the mast? You're muted.
If I could get there, I would have.
It had like a 90 foot. You definitely could have.
Yeah.
So you're back up on the mast, so you're good. The only thing that happens for you, Venli, in this particular moment, you're still going to have your turns to decide like how to counterattack this situation. You just suddenly like feel like a very slight weight on your head as as Puck, I don't even know how to describe the guy, like a little gecko dragon pops up right in your face. He's like curled over your head so that all you can see is his face and like his big he has like the whites of his eyes, but then like pink in the middle, and his tongue's kind of fallen out because he's upside down, and it's kind of like hanging down in front of your face. And then he pulls that back, and he's like, "Hi, I suck."
I know. Is somebody okay?
He like looks back. He's like, "I can't see her. She could be dead."
Oh God, okay.
It's okay. Everybody dies.
No! No! I can't. No, I can't. I hate it so much.
He grabs you by the side of your face. He's like, "Pull yourself together."
You said somebody's dead. I wanted to be dead.
I didn't say she was dead. I said she might be.
Oh, okay. She's not dead. She's not dead. Okay. I gotta make sure everybody here stays not dead.
One of the creatures rushes between, because Valen's on the right, Arlo's on the left. One of them rushes through the middle, and he's going to attack Ray, which misses. And then two of them will attack Valen. That's 14-14. I don't think those hit.
Does not hit.
17.
Does not hit.
Then it was a natural 20 on the last one.
It was a natural 20 on the last one.
You're going to silver barbs.
Silvery barbs.
Nothing, buddy. As two of them rush you, their claws out, fangs bared, as they're like biting and snapping. You just move between them effortlessly. And then one of them, it looks like it's going to hit. And like in your mind's eye, you can see it kind of lunging forward, grabbing your throat, ripping it out. As you then kind of snap back to reality in that moment. And it kind of lunges forward, and it just barely misses your throat as it then lunges back. Arlo gets some of these bad boys. The highest one's a 19. Oh, Arlo is in the waiting area.
A 19 hits.
What's your AC?
18.
Okay, so yeah, that's the only one that hits. As this like flurry of claws and teeth come at you, you manage to. He only rolled a 1. This fucking guy. As you manage to block almost all of the attacks, one of them manages to kind of bite onto your arm, and it just pulls like a little bit of the top layer of your thick hippo skin off, dealing 4 points of piercing damage.
Is he or anybody else that got hit within 10 feet of the tentacle?
He the big one.
Of either of them?
Either one.
Yeah.
Arlo is within 10 feet of the little one that is probably below deck. He's the only one who got hit. So.
Okay. I can use my reaction to reduce some of that damage by 1d8 with the tentacle. It like lashes out and like takes some of it.
Go ahead.
Okay, I gotta roll to see what I can. Oh, I rolled a 6, so.
Is it to a? Does it specify to a minimum of 1?
It can reduce the damage to that creature by 1d8 is all it says.
Okay. Well, the creature goes to bite Arlo, and the tentacle lashes out and puts itself in front as the creature then grabs onto this phantasmal tentacle instead, just kind of ripping through it to no effect. With like some
Can I do a reaction to that?
Possibly. What would your reaction be?
To like shoot it in the face.
To shoot it in the face. That's not how reactions work, unless you have Sentry.
No, I don't.
I believe, right? Or is it Polar Master? Which one is it? Sentry, right? That allows you to attack creatures that approach you, or is that Polar?
Polar Master.
Polar
Sentinel.
Master. Sentinel. Yeah, that's Sentry.
Sentinel allows you to attack when they leave your area. Polar Master allows you to attack when they come in.
So that's not how that works. But now it is your turn. So it's not. I mean, I guess you are reacting, but you're going to use an attack action to do it.
Right. All right, so we're going to shoot this first one right in the face. $19 to hit.
It hits.
$11 damage. Piercing.
You do. You shoot it as it goes to chomp. It looks confused. It kind of, you put that gun up, pop, right between the eyes, as it falls backwards. Second, there's another one right in your vicinity. You can also shoot at.
Is there? If I shoot at that one, am I still close enough to get in range of another one?
With your 40, yeah, with your 45 feet of movement for sure. Yeah.
Am I close enough to get in range of 2 of them, or just 1?
There are 2 of them on Valen, and also 3 of them on Voros. So yes, either way.
All right, so I'll shoot another one, and I got a natural 20 on that.
There you go.
Let's go.
That's like probably
It's 21 points of piercing. Damage.
Yeah, you pull out Cerberus. You shoot that one again right in the head. This time catching it as like the skull just kind of bursts, the body drops, and then you rush to Valen or Voros.
Well, who's next in the order? I guess Valen's kind of.
There really isn't an order. You're kind of all doing this simultaneously. I would say that it makes sense to me that you'd rush to Valen because you don't know Voros.
Yeah, so I was gonna. Yeah, I'll rush to him and head first charge the first one. DC 14 save.
Failed.
And it is 7 points of, I guess, bludgeoning damage, and then knocked prone.
He goes sliding back as you crash into him across the ground. He does not go down from that. He does manage to start collecting himself to rush back towards you guys, but he's far enough away and prone. Second one is still there in a melee with Valen.
And then I'll use Fury of Blows to strike him. And then I got a 15 to hit and a 12 to hit.
The 15 hits, 12 does not hit.
I'll use Aura Spark 2 to make it 12 points, 2 of it being force damage.
So you punch, you send that spark through your hand. The punch doesn't quite do. You feel like you break some of the jaw, but then you add that spark to it, and it kind of like reverberates through the flesh, and you can like physically feel how like it concusses the brain. Creature goes down.
And that's it.
Valen, Venli, Voros. There's no turn order. Whoever speaks first gets to go.
Do you have anything that I can attack in melee range?
The one that was knocked prone is immediately near you, and he's also prone, which gives you advantage.
Okay, I'll attack that. 23.
Hits.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do 10 points of, I guess, slashing. Is it dagger is piercing, right? Piercing damage.
Yeah,
But if it doesn't die, I want to do psychic blades on it.
it will die.
Okay.
As it pulls itself back up, you see Arlo punch the one next to you. That one goes down. You assess. You see that one. You kind of lunge forward, stab it in the chest. It goes down. There's 1 on Gray. There's 3 on Voros.
1 on Gray, 3 on Voros.
Both of them would be in range of your movement. Voros is just on the other side of the deck. Gray's probably about 15 feet away.
I'll head over to Gray because I don't know Voros. I will. Has anybody been hurt at all?
I don't think so.
That's all I got because I'm not doing 2-weapon fighting. I'm doing sword and board.
Okay.
So I can't do a bonus action attack.
I'm gonna actually Venli. Give me. You're up on the mast again. Give me another perception check.
Okay. Please, I need. Yeah, 10.
10.
Yeah.
You just managed to see for a split second Jet's flamboyant hat disappear out of sight below the front of the ship, and that's what you see. He disappears below. You don't see any more from him, and from there you can do whatever the hell you want. There are, like I said, 3 on Voros, 1 on Gray, and then there's probably about 20 that are clambering up the side of the boat.
Okay. I'm gonna do the Warlock move, Eldritch Blast, Tentacle Attack, Tentacle Attack.
All right, just roll. Give me 4 of them.
Okay. What is my Okay, 1 for the 2 Eldritch Blast. That is one is a 25, and then the other one is an 18.
Both hit.
Cool. Damage for that is one is 7 damage. The other is 12 damage.
Do you target the one on Gray or do you target the ones on Voros?
Can I send 1 to each?
Yes. The 7 one won't kill. The 12 one will.
Okay.
So you could take out the one on Gray and then damage one on Voros, or vice versa.
Yeah, I think I probably would do that. Take out the one on Gray and then damage the one on Boros.
The one below Gray's like kind of directly below you, so you shoot a beam of rainbow glowing energy down directly below you, and it kind of goes through the body of the creature that just kind of violently shakes for a second and then falls as you shoot another beam that strikes one in the shoulder. It kind of gets knocked off kilter, creating like a moment of vulnerability possibly for Voros, and then the 2 tentacle attacks.
Okay, 1 is 14. The other one is 15.
Both hit.
Cool. Oh, I rolled 7s for both. So that's 10 points of damage for each attack.
So the one that's down in the water grabs one of them that's climbing up the left side of the ship and just kind of rips it off, crunches around it, and then throws it into the water. The one that is on deck is going to grab the one that hasn't been one of the ones that has not been injured yet, that is next to Voros. Just kind of a giant tentacle goes past you, Voros, wraps around one of these creatures, constricts. You hear like a crack, and then it just whips it away as it goes flying into the air off the ship. And then
the daddy tentacle actually is 14 points of damage. I don't know if it makes a difference, but
it does make a difference. Not because it was 10, but it's still good to know. He does it more violently. He squishes the hell out of it.
He's angrier.
And then Voros, it's your turn.
So does that leave 2 or 3?
Yeah, there's 2 on you. Wait. Yeah, 2 on you. And then there's 2 at the front of the ship.
How
Because
far
there was
away?
3 on you. The ones that are at the front of the ship that ripped that guy in half and threw him overboard are probably about 20 feet away from you. 20 or 30 feet away, I would say.
All right. I'm going to attack the 2 in front of me. So I will use another precision strike to give myself advantage. $26 for the first one.
Yep.
Natural 20 for the second one.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the first damage. Let's just calculate that real quick. That's 5. That's 20 damage total. And for the crit,
Oh, nice.
it's gonna be probably overkill, but fuck it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Additional damage to perfect crit is God. 67 on the second one.
Yeah, that'll do it. The one that gets hit with that bolt, you see that one get ripped away with the tentacle. One of them kind of gets knocked off kilter by this rainbow blast. You kind of very quickly and skillfully stab up into that one's chest. That one dies, and then you bring that sword across the other side, and you just cut the other one in half, and the two sides fall in half. You hit it with such force that when you catch on the spine, you just pull through, and the thing just goes flying in two different directions. The bottom half goes to the left, the other half goes to the right.
After he just obliterates that guy, he is going to run 20 feet towards the ones in the front.
Yep.
And as a bonus action, he is going to just scream in their face. And I'm using my Daunting Roar. I need those two to make wisdom saving throws.
What's the DC on that?
15.
One of them definitely failed. Okay, they both failed.
Okay, they are both frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
You roar in their face, and they just seen you do all that eviscerating, and they just kind of back up, back down, and they are sort of coward, like they don't even really know what to do as they kind of back up, and it looks like they might even just retreat over the ship back into the water. Soleil and Jax, you guys, was your action this round to move towards the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Jax, I do believe that you, because of how long your range is, I do think you could shoot two creatures that are on the side of the ship.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that then.
It'll be on the right side, right? And there's 9 creatures. You could potentially take out 2 of them, putting it down to 7.
Also, I don't know if this was like the next turn. I don't know, because I remember it was when you were cutting out. I wanted to take like 2 shots at the Kraken before we left, if that was possible too.
It would be one or the other. So you could take.
Oh, so this is the same turn? Okay, if it's the same turn, I'm going to shoot it on the ship. I rolled a 17 and a 16.
Those both hit.
Oh, and I also use Arcane Weapon before this, and I'm going to use Lightning with my shots.
All right.
And that will do 33 damage in total. It will be... My bad. I know I got to split up all of them.
That's all right.
18 and 15? Yeah. Those are the 2 ones.
The 2 that you shoot on the side of the ship, both, you can see where you definitely hit them. It's kind of hard to tell from this distance what exactly happens to them. You just know that you saw the bullet hit the body, and the body fell off the ship down into the water. That's the end of this round. As at the top of this round, 2 things happen. I need everybody to give me perception checks again. And Jet also clambers up onto the front of the ship. He kind of falls back against the handrails, and he takes Violet off his shoulder and kind of lays her down on the ground.
17.
21.
10.
If I'll get
9.
Anybody got above a 16 on this one? Because this one lasts a little bit longer. If you got above a 16, everybody notices the second thing. So I'll say that. The first thing that happens, you feel a second wave of energy. This one lasting maybe like a half a second. As it kind of washes over you. This time it kind of blows the sails back for a moment. The ship kind of stalls out for a second. If you got below a 16, you'd feel that stall. You might not feel the blow. You just kind of be confused by the fact that the ship suddenly rocks.
This doesn't.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say it doesn't feel like the pulse that we felt from the heart tree.
No.
Right? Like this feels different. Okay.
As that wave of energy washes over you, this feels like it's emanating from somewhere. You got that 20 earlier. We got some people with some high rolls. It's definitely coming from a southerly direction, like out, into Costa del Sol. It's emanating out from deeper within Costa del Sol. It's hard to say what exactly that means, but it's coming from south. and you feel that wave of energy this time a little bit heavier and longer. It almost like this time it feels very oppressive. If you got, like I said, if you got above that, if you got below that, you might not. You would just feel all of a sudden this rock and maybe a slight bit of just like this, like you were almost like we're knocked off balance. About a second or two after that, everybody notices this because it's hard not to. The sky is pretty cloudy. Like there was this dark storm behind the Kraken and everything that was coming. It's sort of like cloudy, gray. Suddenly, like sort of directly above where the Kraken is, the clouds split in half. Suddenly, like illuminating like this kind of a streak of light down as the clouds just completely separate. Probably, it's hard to say how much. It's like they're up in the sky, but this immense swath of clarity opens up between the two clouds. And then maybe 2 seconds after that, the actual ocean itself, which is directly below the clouds, splits. And then the Kraken actually kind of gets jostled by something, looks confused. He goes to lurch back and launch another bolt at the boat. You can see he's like lurching back. He's generating that electric energy when suddenly two creatures from in the water kind of come up from how far away you are. I think it's going to be probably a 20 plus to actually see, which I guess is only Voros and Valen, I think, is who got 20 plus.
I got a 21, Jack says.
You too. You would see two, for you, Jax, I guess you would actually know what they are, which is the water elementals. Other people would just see like these two kind of like dark figures kind of come up out of the water as they twist together to form one larger creature, and they release a blast, like this torrent of energy that hits the Kraken. It knocks it a little bit to the side, but it just kind of turns its head and then releases that bolt of lightning, which just rips through that creature. It kind of pops like a bubble, and then like the water around it kind of just like disintegrates. Steam comes off. The water elementals disappeared, but that lightning bolt has been spent. As the Kraken now turns, this swath of ocean that has been cut asunder, it's remaining split. Like you can, from your vantage point, it might be kind of, you just see like two waves that are like rising up, and there is this, you can actually see off into the distance. This cut between the ocean continues forever. You don't see it end. The Dawn's hammer was luckily just outside of this, and it kind of gets pushed a little bit to the side as it did not actually get caught in the split. It just is being pushed away, unfortunately. As then 7 creatures come over the deck of the ship on the left side, and 10 creatures come over the deck on the right side. And they just kind of begin to swarm. I think 3 of them are going to go to Voros on the right. 2 of them will go right to Gray.
Can I do something?
Actually, because Valen, Arlo, there's kind of a congregation there. So I think 3 of them are going to rush over Voros. 4 of them are going to go to the congregation kind of in the middle. And then 3 are going to rush up to the deck. The 7 from the other side are probably going to actually do the kind of, they're going to rush to the, 2 of them will rush to the front. They go and they start tearing and ripping some sailors. 3 of them will rush to the back. And that leaves 2 more that rush to the middle. So there are 6 right in the middle. And then there are 3 that are on Voros.
So I have 5 on me then.
Yeah, but 2 of them are feared, so I don't think they're going to really... I actually think those ones are going to attempt to maybe just leave.
Okay,
What
question.
do you want to do?
Did the Kraken split, or...
No, the ocean split, the sky split, and then it did appear as though the Kraken got, like, interrupted.
Okay.
He didn't just disappear.
I'm going to do something that you, like, no one's going to agree with.
Okay.
I have the black orb, right?
I don't know. Do you have Khan?
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure. I think he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to...
You're going to shove it up your ass.
I'm going to shove it up my ass and try to talk to Khan.
Don't shove it up your ass. Don't shove stuff up
I'm
your
not.
ass.
I'm gonna stick a broomstick in my chest. I will do that.
So you take out the orb and you try to say something to Khan. So the first thing you're going to need to do is exert your will on the orb to try to break through. He doesn't want to talk.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's going to be a charisma check.
Oh, okay. That I'm good with charisma. Is it a saving throw or
Check.
huh?
It's like it's a charisma check. It's not like, I mean, I guess maybe I think it just has to be a charisma check. There's not really a skill that would
Okay.
be.
If it was a saving throw, it's a 16. If it's a check, then it's a 13.
It's not a saving throw because he's not doing something to you. You're trying to do something to him.
Okay. Could it be for persuasion or performance? Because persuasion I have a persuasion of 11.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You were literally just trying to force him to talk to you just through sheer force of will, which is kind of what the charisma stat sort of represents.
Okay.
This isn't a conversation. This is like a battle. Him trying to say no, you can't come in, and you saying, "Let me in."
Yeah, basically, with the 13, I'm gonna say, can I become your new predator? Can I become like your instrument?
He doesn't respond.
Fuck.
Voros, they start attacking you. The three that crescendoed upon you, none of them hit, as you were just blocking and just a veritable wall of masculinity. I'm gonna have one of them attack Ray. He misses, and then there's 6 more, so that's gonna be a lot. I'm pretty sure Arlo gets hit 3 times because that was 21, 21, 22.
Yep.
So that's going to be 10, 8, 18. And then finally, right? 18, 30 points of damage total. 18 slashing, 12 piercing.
Is the tentacle still by Arlo?
Yes, the big one.
Okay, it's gonna lash out and it's gonna try to like bat it away a little bit and can reduce it 7 points down.
Nice. So 23. And then we're going to do a bunch of them on Valen.
All right.
18, 22. Let me just finish these rolls before I don't get distracted.
Okay.
18, 22. I feel like those might hit. And then actually 2 20s, not natural. So it's 18, 22, 20, 20.
20 beats it.
So 3 hits.
Yep.
Okay. So same thing.
Okay.
As they kind of just crash in on you, they're just ripping, clawing. There's just this you can't even really tell what's going on. You just occasionally feel the sting of receiving a hit. So that's 4, 10. That's 14, and 19 total for you, Valen. Unless you wanted to silvery barbs one of those or something.
No. What I want to do though is give myself, since I used silvery barbs before and I never gave advantage, could I give advantage to that charisma check to try to talk to Khan again?
Okay.
That is a 14.
No,
Fuck!
the dice don't want you to do it.
No, they really don't.
Soleil and Jax. Jax, on that one, you said you got 21, right?
Yeah, I did.
You can see from the ship, there's like a bunch of people on the ship that are shooting like the ship is now broadsided, and they are attacking the Kraken. And there's like dudes on there with rifles, like they're just kind of volleying this thing to very little effect. But fortunately, it did waste that one lightning bolt on the water elemental that had formed from Soleil's efforts. But on that 21 that you got, you are in the air, you're high up. After the sky splits and the ocean splits, you can see something in the sky way out on the horizon, just like for a split second, you kind of see like a flash of like a reflection. Like when you look at something like a mirror wrong, and you get like the sun in your eye. You see for like a brief moment this glint over the horizon, and you kind of try to focus on it, and you just see like a fucking gray dot way off. You can't tell what it is, but just way off on the horizon, you can see something that's, you would say it's probably above and also below where the sky and the ocean has split, and it is in the air.
Yeah. If I use Flash of Genius, could I get more information, or is that the most I can get?
What would that bring you up to?
26.
On a 26, you could see that there is something tailing the I don't want to call it a creature. It's literally just a gray speck. Whatever this form, this gray dot that's way off over the horizon line, you can see that there is something behind it, like this long gray line that disappears over the horizon line, and you have no idea. It's even with the 25, nobody else can see this thing. It's practically microscopic, but you can see something.
Soleil, I think there's something off in the distance over there. Can you see that at all? I might be seeing things.
What do you see? I didn't see it.
It's like a gray speck all the way down there. It looks like something is chasing it. I can't really tell.
Like coming towards the boat, or?
No, it's really off in the distance. It's real far. I mean, my bad. I shouldn't even be focusing on that right now. And I mean, I guess I'm just gonna turn around and take my 2 shots at some of the people getting on the boat.
Go ahead. And if you guys want to, why doesn't everybody just roll their attack rolls, and then we'll decide where they go, or whatever else you want to do. If you want to do something funky, hold on to it. If you think you're just going to do some attack rolls, go ahead and do them, and then we'll just we'll just go through the list.
I got a crit 20. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
How big is the ship? Deck of
That you're
ship?
on?
Yeah.
It's a. We got a galleon, right? Or did we get a frigate? We got a galleon, right?
Yeah, we got a galleon.
Let's see. A galleon, typically, I'm going to say this one is like a middle of the road galleon. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I mean, a galleon, saying the worst galleon is like saying that you have the ugliest Lamborghini, but it's probably about 125 feet long and probably about 40, I'm going to say 40, just to keep it kind of even, 40 feet wide. And about 80 of that is deck. And then the helm is probably about 20. Jax, it sounds like you probably killed 2.
Yeah, I got 52 damage on the one, and then I got 29. So
yeah, so you shoot down at 2 of them. Who would you go at? There's 4 at the front that are attacking sail. Actually, there's 2 that are attacking sailors, and there's 2 that are like in fear before Voros, and then Voros is in a melee with 3 other ones, and then there is 6 that are just kind of around your crew, and then there are 3 that are like attacking. They're going up the helm to attack some sailors that are back that way.
I would shoot at some of the 6 that were around my crew. And I just take them out.
Yeah, pop, pop. 2 of the heads just burst as these 2 blue beams make their mark, and 2 of the bodies that are around you in this mosh pit fall. Anybody else?
I would like to do something funky. So if other people want to attack, I can wait.
How funky is it? Are you going to like kill 10 dudes in one go?
Well, I don't know, because I'm worried. I wanted to try Tidal Wave again, but I'm worried it might actually hurt the crew too.
I don't.
It doesn't differentiate.
It would hurt the crew too. It would hurt because everybody's in like melee of each other and stuff like that. So it would. I'm pretty sure you can't save somebody if they're in the line.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
take the effect.
Okay. Then, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm still gonna do something funky.
Okay.
I want to conjure animals, and I want to conjure some attack octopus.
How many?
Let's see. How many can I? I think I can do up to 4.
That sounds right to me. Hold on.
Yeah, 4. So I want to conjure 4 attack octopus.
Attack octopi.
Yeah.
What type
Yep.
of druid are you? Damn. Summon everything.
Well, my elementals are gone, so I don't have concentration on them anymore.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Not loving it.
All right, I think octopus can't be the right one. Let me see, because they don't have a challenge rating. So it's got to be a different creature. Let's see. What is like a CR1? What is a CR1 quarter aquatic animal?
What's the spell you're using?
Conjure animals or conjure beasts? What is it?
It is conjure animals. 3rd level conjuration. Summon face spirits.
You can do 2 beasts of a challenge rating 2 or lower. But if you're wanting quantity,
Or 4, right, or 4 of 1, 2 or lower. Or 1 half or
half or lower.
Yeah.
Which
You could do Sahagin. You could do giant. You could do crocodile.
Oh, you had me at crocodile.
So 4 crocodiles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 4 crocodiles just kind of like appear in this like flash of green sort of energy, this like dust that kind of culminates into the form of 4 crocodiles, which then go to the mosh pit. They can go to the front of the ship. You can kind of place them on the boat wherever you want to.
Okay. Where are the most
The mosh pit, but there's also the mosh pit is probably.
I'm gonna send them straight for the mosh pit.
All right, give me 4 attacks. They have +4 to hit.
Okay, got it. Oh, that's a nat 20, so 24.
Jesus.
9 plus 4, 13.
13 doesn't hit.
Okay, 10 plus 4,
That does
14.
hit.
And another nat 20.
God damn. The 2 nat 20s automatic. They have 10 HP, so those crocodiles rush up. They automatically crit, dealing 10 points damage plus. So like the 2 crocodiles, the first 2 kind of rush up, grab 2 of them, pull them forward, and they like kind of chomp in the middle, start death rolling. You hear bones crack and snap as they like just kind of start ripping through these creatures' flesh. One of them does not manage to hit, and then the last one does hit. Not automatic crit, so you do have to roll damage. That'll be 1d10 plus 2.
Okay. 6.
As the last one does manage to grab on, he's going to have to make. He does manage to evade the grapple as this creature does grab on, and it goes to start death rolling, but the creature manages to kind of slip out. But there's a huge chunk of its snake-like tail that's now missing. So that is, it went from 6 creatures to 2 were dead from Jax, and then 2 more. So now there are only 2 left in the mosh pit. There are 5 around Voros, and then there are 2 across from him that are attacking sailors, and then there are 3 on the helm.
Okay, I'm gonna try to attack 4 separate ones, and then do a head first charge to a 5th.
Okay. So there's 2 right in front of you because you're in the mosh.
I'm gonna do the head. Are they within like? They're within.
Yeah,
like,
they'd be within like 5 or 10 feet.
Okay. Well, we'll.
And the
attack
rest of them are far enough away where you'd have to do some running around.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the first one, and I already rolled my to hit. All of my
Okay.
hits were 15, 18, 22, and then I got a crit.
All of them hit.
So I guess I'll just shoot the first one with it's 12 damage.
That's down. The first one in the mosh pit, you put your gun forward, shoot. It goes like through the lower jaw. Creature falls to the ground, dead.
The second one that's within range, I'm gonna punch, and I'll use Aura Spark with that to make that 11 damage.
That one you hit. You send that ore spark through. The flesh reverberates. It drops in this sort of like concussion convulsion. All the mosh pit is gone. You now would have to use your full movement to get to the front of the ship to either help Voros or help the sailors.
I'll run to the front of the ship, and as I'm running, shoot one of the ones that's in front of Voros.
Okay.
And
that one hits. You can roll damage. They fail the saving throw too for your charge.
It's 11 piercing.
You shoot one of the ones that's attacking Voros. It goes like through the neck. The creature kind of squeals as it falls. It kind of like coils itself up into this weird form, and then goes still.
And I'm gonna punch the last one, and that's when I got the crit. I'm gonna use that one for my punch.
All right. Is that one of the ones that's on the sailors, or is that one of the one that's on Voros?
The two that you said there was 5 on Voros, right?
Yeah, there's 5 on him. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do the head first charge, so I'm gonna head first charge like one that's not any of the ones I attacked.
Okay.
And I have to do it.
It failed that.
Okay. It's 8 points of bludgeoning and then knocked prone.
Are you hitting one that's by the sailors or one that's by Voros?
These are all by Voros.
Okay, so you knock one of the ones that's by Voros off the ship, goes flying into the water as you punch the last one, dealing how much damage?
13 damage.
You punch into its snout and kind of knock the snout into its skull, and it kind of like gags for a moment as like its face is being reconstructed, and then it falls dead. Voros or Venli?
I rolled for Eldritch Blast and Tentacles. The lowest thing I rolled was a 15, so I think they all hit.
All hit, yep.
So I rolled damage already. So I rolled a 12, an 8, a 10, and a 12.
So the tentacles would probably want to go to the front. You would probably you could either shoot ones in the front. You'd be able to injure one, kill one, then kill. So I think the tentacle that's in the water would want to move onto the deck and attack the ones that are on the sailors.
Okay.
It would lash down, grab one, snap it, throw it into the water. Do you want to kill the one that's on the sailors, or do you want to kill the ones that are on Voros? Because one of your shots won't kill.
Okay. I want to kill the one that's on the sailors.
So you put both your Eldritch Blasts. You do 2 Eldritch Blasts. The 2 crackling beams kind of conjoin, hit that one at the same time, ripping a hole through the shoulder. Too much flesh is gone. It very quickly bleeds out and dies. As then your tentacle, for the last attack, grabs one of the ones that's on Voros, snapping it like in the middle, kind of like turning it into a pretzel before it just kind of tosses it away into the water. At which point, Voros, there are now 3 around you, if I'm not mistaken.
Are any of the ones that were the 2 that were scared?
Yeah, both of them are still alive.
They take like 3 psychic damage since they can't leave my presence. And I attack twice. 23 and 25 or 26, can't remember. It was higher than that one though. And the damage is 34.
You slash through the one that's like not afraid. With that much damage, I mean, you pretty much like almost take the head off. You take it, it kind of falls to the side, goes down dead, and you very quickly turn, stab through one of the ones that's kind of cowering in fear before you, and there's only that one that's feared remaining. That's the end of the round, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was everybody, unless did Valen do it?
Valen tried to communicate with Connor.
I guess I'll just go to the closest person and try to attack him. The last guy that's left, right?
You'd be able to reach the ones that are trying to go to the helm. There's 3 left.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll try to attack. Actually, yeah, I'll try to attack. 15
Mm-hmm.
or sorry, 16. Does it hit?
Yep. That's the money.
9 points of piercing damage.
You rush up, stab the one that's like towards the back of the group, kind of grab him, pull him back, stab him through the shoulder with the wind blade. He convulses for a second, but does go down.
I'm going to bonus action, and I'm going to use my pistol.
Okay.
16
hits.
Okay. That is 5 points of damage.
You shoot the one in front of you. You hit it in the side, and it does kind of fall into the handrail going up the stairs. It turns back, kind of hisses at you.
I'm going to Psychic Blades it.
Okay.
That is 7 more points of damage.
As it falls aside, turns and hisses at you. Suddenly, like this like semi-invisible energy. It's visible to you because you're the one who cast it, but semi-invisible energy kind of rips out of the wound, creating these like slivers, these like glass shards almost that rip out and into the body. And as it hisses, suddenly that rips through it, and it kind of blinks and then falls down, rolls down the stairs as you kind of step over it. Top of the order, perception checks, and this session's about to end.
Natural 20 for 25.
God damn.
If it's about the old thing that I was looking at, can I just keep my old one, or do I have to roll again?
You have to roll again.
Ah.
I'll
rolled.
say that you have advantage because you already kind of have your eye on it. You have advantage, but that's the most I'll give you for that.
Okay, I got a 20. I can make it 25 with Flash of Genius if needed, but it's 20.
Okay, Soleil?
I got a 9.
Oh, dang it.
I got a 10.
Okay.
6.
16.
16. The field gets cleared up. There's this one feared one in front of you, Boros. You feel, this time, instead of the energy going out, you feel like the wave come back, and it hits you in the back for about a half a second. As you step forward, you put your foot on this creature that's cowering before you, and you look out over the horizon. You see this like gray streak, and Jax, give me also you can increase that to 25 if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You look back towards that thing, and that gray speck that you saw a moment ago suddenly becomes this like never-ending blur through the sky. As you then feel that wave of energy kind of rush back, this time, instead of coming forward, it comes over you. And as you feel that, you might maybe briefly turn around and you see that where this wave has seemed to return from, the ocean is now calm. And you kind of turn around, and for like this very, 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 very tiny little fraction of a second, you can actually see where like this wave must be continuing back to its origin, where the turbulent sea is now becoming just a mere glass-like surface as it calms. And then all of you, regardless of your perception check, see this like just I barely even know how to describe it, this immense explosion that just sends an immense amount of water and earth up into the sky. And then this wave, as the boat rocks, and as you all kind of gain your composure, you look back, there's this immense dust cloud that over the course of the next like 30 or so seconds, as you're all kind of just sitting in bewilderment, even the creatures that were attacking you sit there as you all are just kind of sitting there having seen some kind of insane display before the creatures eventually realize like, oh shit, this might be my moment. And they try to like, some of them might just slink away. The one that's cowering before us just stays there as that cloud dissipates. And in the wake of where the Kraken had stood, the split sky is still split, but the ocean now is just this sheer surface. You can see that out of what must be like a hole in the ground, you can see one of like the Kraken's arms kind of resting, and out of the earth, what looks to be like a giant anchor the size of a skyscraper just jutting out of the earth. There's this immense chain behind it that is fallen into the sea that then suddenly goes taut, and the anchor pulls, and then it pops out of the earth into the air and just flies away. That's the end of the session.
No, I object to this.
What?
What the fuck is that?
What just happened?
3 more hours. What?
Who's throwing skyscraper-size anchors, sir?
Where are we?
Would Jax have any idea at all? Like, would Jax have heard anything about this ever?
Before I leave, Jax, give me a history check. Perhaps Valen.
Valen rolled a natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a 21, but I'm gonna give myself my last flash of genius to get 25.
As you see this, whatever the fuck that was, happen. Valen, how you came about this knowledge, you can decide for yourself. Jax, I'm going to say that at some point in your life, perhaps your brother, not your dad, but your brother, maybe when you were younger, recounted stories to you from your father of Galleon, the Pirate King. His weapon, the World Anchor, has been said to be a god-slaying weapon that can have destructive capabilities at any moment from his seat at the throne of the Four Seas in Mandeville. And you just saw it happen.
Well, you don't see that every day, Dan.
That was the Pirate King?
Does that mean we're saved?
Saved or in way more trouble? I don't know. Like one of the two.
I mean, I think I'll be fine. I don't know why we'd be in trouble.
As he is on the natural 20 and the 25, you can kind of imagine. You don't know what he looks like. You've heard like various stories that he, is now, after the stories of Gibraltar, an actual god. Whether or not that's true is maybe up to debate, but that's what you've heard from Gibraltar. You've heard that he has like domain over the Four Seas, that he is, the one who's united Costa del Sol. Given like the scope of what just happened, you can say that like Mandeville, the capital of Costa del Sol, it's probably about like 4 months voyage from here. And you imagine that he probably threw the anchor about 30 seconds ago.
Oh, shit. Well, Valen throws Khan over the side of the fucking ocean. I'm just kidding.
We don't need that anymore.
I thought about it, but I think I'm
got heartbroken's like, get out of here, Khan.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing. Jack's 25. Valen, Valen, you didn't notice this, so you are unfortunately left out of this bit. Jax, you did notice the Dawn Hammer struck the Kraken, and it left this like seared mark, this like golden point on the Kraken's collar. You are kind of able to put two and two together. That's you believe, you maybe don't know this, but in this like moment, the flash of genius, all this stuff, your mind is racing a million miles a minute. Your brother somehow marked this creature to be destroyed by the Pirate King.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
That's sick.
Mark and delivery. Right.
Because yeah, that was like 30 seconds ago. That was only like a couple rounds of combat. Damn.
Awesome. I will see you guys all on Discord.
Yeah, great session.
I'm gonna go have an emotional breakdown.
Time to go eat. I'm gonna eat my sorrows away and my the cliffhanger away.
Later, Gators.
Peyton,
Not backing down, Peyton.
Are you pausing the Starfall and Cyberpunk this week?
Yeah, it's my wife's birthday on Saturday,
Okay.
and then I'm just taking off Sunday because I'm just gonna give.
Yeah, I just saw the
Weekend.
notification that it was like coming up, so I wasn't sure.
I'm not. I haven't paused it. I like to pause the day before because if I pause it, then it disappears from the site.
Oh.
So I like to leave it up just in case somebody might see it and want to sign up.
Okay.
But I will be pausing it to tomorrow, and then I will pause Cyberpunk Saturday.
All right. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun.
Later, Gators. Thank you for being here.
Yep. Later.
Good night.